Hey, everybody, we're back. This is Matt from the Bicker Bunch, and we are still 4 people. We're still talking.
Recording all of us now?
Yes. I fucked up the first time.
He was trying to do a podcast by himself.
I was.
I mean, we joked
Doesn't
about
work.
that earlier, but...
But, yeah, so...
I can start watching the videos now and make sure it's not just him.
It is.
Right?
All just me.
All the videos are just him talking, which is completely cut out.
Just answers his own question.
Just a pure narcissist. So this morning, well, not morning, I guess it's fucking like 8 o'clock at night here. But this evening, we are going to talk about Brandon's favorite topic.
Diarrhea!
Yeah, we're going to talk about diarrhea, because I'm sure everyone by now has seen the CDC's GIF.
I actually have not.
It's
Me
pretty good.
either.
It's actually just like a little girl going down like a water slide with this brown shit streak behind her. And like a bunch of people are in the pool like, yay! It's
Yeah, diarrhea! Yeah, woo!
yeah, and like it looks like the government made it too. Like it's all cheap and shitty looking.
Probably, it still probably took him like 5,000 man hours and like
Oh,
couple
yeah.
$100,000.
3 contracts. They
They've
switch
actually-
contracts in the middle of it.
They've actually been planning that since like 2018.
Yeah, budgets got cut. Real weird. I mean, who knows? But yeah, are people looking it up right now?
It's a GIF?
Yeah. Just look up the CDC diarrhea. I mean, like, I'm sure it'll come up.
It is like literally the first thing that came up was like CDC, and then it was like diarrhea GIF.
Yep.
I mean, it's pretty funny when there's still there's still COVID and stuff going on, and like the first thing that pops up when you type in CDC is diarrhea GIF.
Who the fuck?
Who keeps their sound on their phone? You're ruining everything. All our film, ruined. You ruined it.
I hate you. You're just the worst person today, Nick.
It just says, don't leave
Today?
your mark.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so, like, apparently it's, like, supposed to raise awareness for swimming with diarrhea. Like,
Yeah, it says, don't leave your mark at the pool this summer. It only takes one person with diarrhea to contaminate the entire pool. Public pools are gross anyway.
Does it?
I think
See,
it does,
it kind of bothers me that they have to have a fucking GIF to say "don't shit in the pool."
I think it's weird that the CDC has to tell people not to shit in the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Caddyshack did a pretty good job at that.
She like straight the pool. I'm sorry, that makes me happy.
I never understood going swimming in public pools anyway.
I didn't. I always find it to be weird.
I mean,
Not-
I've
not-
never-
water
I've
parks
never
are
underst-
different, but
I've never understood why having diarrhea is like uncomfortable to begin with. Like,
why would you go swimming?
why would you want to go swimming in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, like, you're already close enough to just accidentally shitting your pants all the time, and then, like, you add water and buoyancy to it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, guys, look at the bubbles I'm going to make.
I had diarrhea.
I didn't make bubbles.
I mean, I had diarrhea the other week, and I was like, I'm not going out to dinner. Like, nonetheless, going to swim in a fucking public pool.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I just want everybody in America, our American audience, to think about this one thing: our tax dollars
Yeah,
pay
no, that-
for someone to draw a little girl making a brown streak behind her.
Yeah, well, that was actually one of the big things, right? When that released, and everyone was like laughing at it, and at the same time, like, oh, we paid for this.
And by the way, that thing was probably about $2.5 million. I promise you.
No.
I mean, if you
No,
think
it was
of-
probably like a good $300,000 contract.
I mean, if you think about it,
Jesus
though,
fuck. Still depressing.
I mean, it's working, and
guess.
people are talking about it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna stop anyone.
I mean, I don't think
Well, not little kids anyway.
it's just like really anything, like any PSA like that. It's not gonna stop shit.
Yeah, right.
No, because if it's for the little kids, they're not going to stop because they're kids and they're going to be like, I want to go swimming.
Actually, it's going to make them do
But
it more.
Well, when little
If
kids
it was
just shit
for
their pants
warning
anyway. So.
people that are adults doing this, you should know better. I don't understand why you need a.
Yeah, but I mean, they had to make a big deal about fucking teenagers not eating Tide Pods. I mean, like,
That's
it wasn't
I mean,
the
that was
kids.
just teenagers. That was fucking
it was-
adults.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Tide Pods.
it wasn't. They're like making all this big deal, and they're like up in Congress, and they're like, "Why are they these colors? That is just attractive to children, and they think it's candy." And I'm like, "Great, talk about all the fucking 17-year-olds that know it's goddamn laundry soap."
I mean, they're Marine. Like there was a Marine group that had to take away.
Of course they
They
did.
had to take away all the Tide Pods and laundry detergent because they couldn't be trusted with them.
Oh, it's Marines.
What?
They had to like whenever they had to go do laundry, they had to go like talk to their like whatever their fucking company commander, whatever the fuck they called, and like
Sergeant.
they had to get issued fucking laundry detergent. because they couldn't be trusted not to eat it.
Well, that makes sense.
It's so weird.
That sounds a Marine thing to me. Or they run out of crayons.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like their stomach should be good. Like they should be lined with
These
wax
look-
already.
Yeah, these look like red crayons and blue crayons together.
I just feel bad for all the companies out there that make products nowadays because they have to put warnings for like every possible scenario they could think of that people are going to do something stupid with it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even buy a can of compressed air because fucking people are huffing it.
Yeah, I did that.
Just
What?
Like, I remember when I worked in Walmart, like all this, like there was so much stuff that like you had to get, like you had to check ID for, like.
I mean, you have to put like the obvious things too. It's like
This
people
coffee is
should
hot.
know better, but you're
Okay, so that
still
was-
having to put stuff.
Everyone makes fun of that McDonald's
No,
one,
I'm-
right? That like the coffee was hot, but like it legitimately, she had to get skin grafts on her vagina.
No, that case itself, like they make fun of, is that it was actually legit. Like because I went to a legal studies academy when I was in high school, and that was one of the court like cases we did in mock trial stuff. Is that, and like, yeah, she like, the coffee was legitimately like out of fucking control. Like,
McDonald's had been warned several times about not keeping their coffee so hot too.
yeah,
I don't know. I have like people have seen the amount of gray hair that is on my face and my head, and I got carded when I was making Nerdtopia, my store, for buying spray paint.
Yeah,
I'm
we had
like,
to
I'm
do
old
that.
as fuck. Why are you carding me for this? Like, because we have to. I'm like, that's so sad.
My personal favorite is when I
you have to be carded if you don't look like you're over 18. They're just being
I mean, I
ridiculous.
clearly look well over 18.
I mean, that's always been the rules. Like, especially even with alcohol, like if you can't clearly tell that person is like over the age of 21, then you have to card them.
well, it's like when
Yeah, but
I
there's some people that do look over their age.
well, yeah, but I mean,
Even
it
when
happened
they're
all the time. Like when I was in the military on base in uniform and went to go buy cigarettes and they carded me. And I'm like, okay,
There's-
first off, you have to be 18 to be in
No.
the military. Well, okay, you could be 17 with parents' permission, but by the
Right.
time you get out of school and boot camp and all that, you're going to be fucking 18. Like, yeah, I'm on lower base in Groton.
Yeah.
I can buy a pack of cigarettes.
And I mean, if you're 17 and you're
Didn't they
in the
change that
military,
recently?
Yeah, now you can't even smoke until you're 21. It's shitty.
Go die
that
for your
just sounds
country.
BS.
You
Yep.
can
You
die,
can't have a beer
but
or
you can't
smoke,
Yeah, that seems weird.
but
to
you
me.
can vote.
I mean, it's.
You can
I mean,
vote,
it probably won't be in
Sort
like
of.
another 20 years, and you won't be able to fucking smoke at all, anyways. So,
Yeah, maybe.
and that's the way it's.
They're
That's
never
the way it's
gonna ban
going.
that.
I mean, I don't smoke at all. I've never smoked, but I mean, I don't. I don't think it should be something that should be fucking banned. Like,
I've
No,
smoked.
nothing should really be banned, in my opinion.
Usually
but-
the only time
because
I would...
it just makes it popular, and people will find ways to do it anyway.
Oh, yeah, just like a pot.
Just like any of those stupid books when we have like going through school and they're like classics now because they were all banned back in the day. Everyone read them, and you're like, this book sucks. But the only reason it's popular because it was banned.
this book is banned for
or
perverse
otherwise
language.
nobody would read it.
Like, what
I
the
never
hell?
had banned books when I went to school.
You never read Catcher in the Rye?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that
was a
used to
bad
be
book.
banned
No shit.
Yes.
back in
They
the
actually
day.
That was like...
Nick actually went to school before they banned all those books.
Yeah, like Catcher in the Rye.
When was
one of
that
the-
banned?
When it
Because
first
the
came
guy
out.
killed John Lennon.
Oh.
But there's books that are.
Like, did
just
you really not
banned
know that the guy
anyway.
who killed John Lennon did it because he read Catcher in the Rye and some part in the Catcher in the Rye with this dude having a really weird sexual attraction to his sister and then just being like super mopey. The book sucked. Like, it was awful fucking
I
book.
agree. I don't like the book.
But
I read it. God, it seems like 100 years ago, so I really don't remember.
Yeah,
much of
but-
it.
well, I
either
mean,
way.
you are old, so
I am.
It sound,
It literally was 100 years ago.
we've established this.
But it, yeah, after some guy read it, I guess, he went and fucking killed John Lennon and he was like, Catcher in the Rye told me.
Okay, that's just a crazy fucker. If we stop
But it
doing
won't-
anything because of crazy fuckers, it's just stupid.
That's how we do everything.
That's
in this
how we
country.
do
Yeah, I was like,
everything.
what,
Like,
what
that
are you
bothers
talking
me.
about? Like,
that's why the saying is one person ruins it for
So-
everyone else.
Son
One
of
person.
Sam killed a bunch of people because a dog fucking told him to do it. We're just gonna ban dogs now.
Yes.
Only dogs that talk.
Murder them.
yeah,
But
but
Milo tells me to murder someone, and be like, dude, I'm putting you on TV.
but the book also had like bad language and weird sexual things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, the dude is probably just trying to bone his sister the entire book.
But
Like,
the
it's
whole
fucking
point is
weird.
this book, any of the books, probably wouldn't have been popular if they never banned it. So it never would have went anywhere. But as soon as they ban it, everyone read the book. So now it's like classic. And then you make all your children read it in the future down the line in the schools.
Yep,
and we all hate you for our summer reading list. Thanks, guys.
Well,
That book sucks.
I had to read the. It was like
I have not read
Siddhartha.
it.
It was like some book about the fucking Buddha. Like that book was banned like for a long time in fucking like American public schools.
Well, a lot of things are banned in American public schools because
I was like, it's just a story about the fucking Buddha.
well, we're so fucking prudish. I mean,
True.
look at what happened in Mississippi. Like, was it last week or something like that, where they had the valedictorian? They had a high school in Mississippi had a valedictorian and a salutatorian that were both black, and the parents got pissed off and petitioned the school to put white ones up there as well, number 2s, and they did. Right?
They were valedictorian and salutatorian, even though they had lower GPAs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's been done multiple times in many different states in the South.
When I went to high school, we read Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five.
Yeah, I remember that book.
It's an excellent book.
one
And
of
they
the
had to
better
get
ones.
special permission for us to read that because it's a very much an adult type book, and it was an outstanding book.
When I was in elementary school in Florida, right, and this was when I was going to public school, not Catholic school, they our teachers started reading the first Harry Potter book to us. And someone, I guess, one of the parents got pissed off.
That happened in mine too.
Yeah, and like we couldn't read Harry Potter anymore,
And
have
in
anything Harry Potter
my
at school.
Australian
Why?
middle school, because it's witchcraft.
Because Bible thumpers don't know how to have fun.
I went to in my Catholic school.
there's actually
witchcraft. Because it's funny because she would read us the Harry Potter book, and we went to the first movie in theaters for a field trip, and like some parent got all upset about it, so we weren't allowed to go see any more of them.
See, and this is why I'm against organized religion 100%.
I
If
don't
you want to
know.
believe in God, I don't care.
Well,
I'm
they
just
did
against
the-
100%
Well, I don't know
organized
why
religion.
they didn't give us permissions. I mean, you have to sign the permission slips and stuff and whatever. So, like, why ruin it for everyone
Well,
else whose
I'm
parents
not
are like,
really-
it's fine,
not really all that surprised that
and the one
people
fucker
at
messes up
Catholic
everything.
school got upset.
Well, they
about
also
that, like-
they also didn't like Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah, they tried to
Because
they tried
they
to get
had-
Pokemon banned.
Huh?
No, evolution.
Evolution.
Yeah,
Evolution.
it's because they talked about even though it's not evolution in Pokemon,
And they
it's
were pocket
metamorphosis.
monsters, and apparently Alakazam has the symbol of the devil because of the S's, the SSS.
I mean,
Sure.
Yeah, but you were talking
that
about,
was one of the
you were talking about
things.
Slaughterhouse-Five. There was actually I've had a couple English classes I've taken. There's a pretty famous letter that Kurt Vonnegut wrote to a school board in North Dakota because they banned his book, and they like literally burned, like they got all of his books and burned them.
That's messed
And
up.
yeah, he sent like a pretty famous letter. Like he's like, hey, like I'm a real person. Like this really gets under my skin. That like you would ban like because there's perverse language. He's like, there's perverse language in the world. Like I was a soldier. Like I've heard horrible things. I've seen horrible things. Like this is the real world.
Didn't he do Fahrenheit?
That's also a very
No,
good one.
that was
151?
451.
451.
151.
Was
Sorry.
Vonnegut? I thought it was Vonnegut. I'm sorry.
No, I
No,
think
it
that
was,
was.
I forget who that was.
Oh man,
But that's also a pretty good
Ray
book.
Bradbury. Yeah,
Yeah.
Was that Bradbury?
yeah.
That's
Ray
actually
Bradbury.
they had a with Michael B. Jordan. They did a remake of that movie. It was actually really good.
I've never seen any of the
story.
movies. I read the book. It was a good book.
Yeah. I mean the older movie was weird, but the remake of 451 was pretty good with Michael B. Jordan.
Is it? Yeah, I have to check that out.
But no, I mean censorship. I mean, yeah, you don't want kids at like early ages exposed to like amazing amounts of profanity in school and stuff. Even though most of them hear that shit at home anyways.
Yeah, right.
But parents should have a certain degree of should have a certain degree of rights of what their kids are exposed to. But there's a certain line where you go into like over shielding your children.
Yeah.
As opposed to like protecting them to a certain point, and you go into shielding your children from everything. I mean,
Yeah, overprotective parents are. I mean, I'm sure someone at the table can talk about protective parents.
yeah, because then you're not.
I mean, like you weren't even allowed to watch like The Simpsons.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you're not doing your children any favors, because eventually they're going to go out in the real world and they're going to run into it, and they're not going to know how to handle it because you shielded them from it.
You never talked about it,
and you freaked out every time they came in contact with it.
Yeah, it's like the parents who like keep forcing their like teenagers and stuff like that, and they're chaperoning them all the time so they don't have sex. And I'm like, look, they're teenagers, hormones start. You're gonna have sex. Like, tons of teenagers do it all the time. You just gotta accept it. As long as it's not like some fucking 24-year-old dude banging your teenager out, then whatever.
It's a different story.
But if it's like two teenagers hooking up in the back of a car, dude, you probably did it too.
Yeah, teach them how to be safe about it and to be like, instead of teaching them sex is bad until you're an adult. Like,
yeah,
or until you're married.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
that doesn't work.
And then you got the. I mean, you also have the same organization out there that says no, you can't wear condoms.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Sex is sacred.
I never understood that. Like, I mean, the whole idea is that God created everything. Like, that's kind of the basis of the entire religion, right? Like, God created everything. Then why are there certain things you're gonna ban? Like, I don't. If God created it and it's here, then people should. Then there's a reason that it should be here, and people should use it.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll tie it back to something like original sin or some bullshit like that in the end. Oh, it doesn't matter. Adam and Eve sucked. Actually, Eve sucked. Adam was so pious, but of course, the Catholic Church, or any religion, I guess. That's actually in all three major religions.
Yes.
So all three of them out there, man is good, woman bad.
Sorry, Jen,
Would you like an apple?
Would you like an apple?
How about you? You want an apple?
Sure.
He's good.
A snake talked to me and said apple good. Anyway.
You know what, that makes sense.
It does. Just like those talking dogs telling you to murder people. Gotta ban them.
Gotta ban them.
Ban the talking dogs.
It's the same. It's the same demon. Just same demon, different animal.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that show so much.
Just jump in between.
I'm so sad that show is over.
Just barfing dust.
Well, they're supposed to be making a prequel one of the
but
Supernatural
but
show.
it's not the same.
No, yeah. I mean, I'll watch it, but I still haven't finished Supernatural. I'm like near the end of season 9, I think.
Yeah, you gotta, like, the last few seasons are fucking insane.
Look, dude.
I mean, they're all insane, but
I've been moving. My progress is stalled.
Oh, yeah. We're in a new place
all I hear is
recording this.
excuses.
I'm sure you guys noticed.
Yeah, I'm sure you heard the difference.
Yeah, right?
There's no echo.
I usually cut the echo down pretty decently.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
What's in my ears?
this
I
one you
hear
don't
echo.
have to as much, probably.
I don't know. I'll see
We'll
it
find out when
I'll see it later.
I actually like it better. Just I feel less inadequate in this house.
I thought you were going to say because you're sitting in an ugly ass chair.
These
No.
chairs are beautiful.
I like this chair.
They're hideous.
I'm actually just gonna take it
You
with
will
me.
see the ugly chairs in an upcoming movie review that me
Yes.
and Nick are going to do.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you'll see it.
Yeah, we're like seriously upgrading our fucking production values now too, man. I got a green screen.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I don't know how to use it, but I got one.
We'll
gonna
figure
put-
it out as
we're
we
gonna
go,
put
just
so
like
many
all this
dicks
other
behind
stuff.
Nick's head. So many dicks.
That's rude.
It's just gonna be like, just like the worst porn back there.
Too many dicks.
Like the type of porn that like
Or you could
Tommy Lee would be embarrassed about.
There's no such thing.
You could just do the site that everyone used to do, where like it's just the dick spinning around, like
Oh, meat spin.
yeah, that was it. Just put that in the background. Just Nick's trying to like give like an honest review about a movie, and it's just like,
Well, we won't know until we watch
we
it
really
later.
won't. I mean,
Be like,
we
look at
won't
this
give
beautiful fireplace.
a- You know, that's rude.
Is
It
it?
wouldn't surprise me, though.
I mean,
Yeah,
that would obviously have to be like
unfortunately-
a patron only one, right? Because I can't post that on YouTube.
well,
Yeah,
that's
they're
the beauty of a
approved.
green screen is we can make one video.
Oh
and then
yeah.
we can just put
Multiple.
multiple things behind it.
Great. This sounds
I think
fun.
I just need to find a video of like two rhinos fucking or something like that.
It's a beautiful fireplace, Nick.
That's gotta be like
beautiful.
awful.
Two rhinos fucking, and then it like zooms in on like two flies fucking on the rhinos' backs.
Okay, that would be kind of awesome.
The circle of life.
Man, that's gonna be interesting.
No,
But yeah,
it's not.
on the topic of the government, I know going way back 20 minutes ago, with the CDC.
Oh, going all the way back. Got
Yeah,
it.
all the way
Okay.
back. But the government released their report on the UFOs.
Aliens.
And at the end of the report, they said,
The aliens get diarrhea.
we have no idea.
They might. I don't know.
Out of like everything they surveyed, they surveyed like 20 something cases or something like that, and only like 8 of them they found as just to be like foreign debris or something like that.
Yeah.
All the other ones are like, we have no idea what that is.
Could be anything.
Okay, this is like me not being funny. I do think there's
Really
other
terrible.
life out there. I just don't think we'll ever see it.
Oh, probably not.
Probably. Because, I mean, look at all the planets. There's so many.
I mean,
Well, up
it just makes
until
sense.
it was up until the 90s, we didn't know. Like we thought that other planets
Yeah.
existed outside of our solar system, but we didn't confirm that until the 90s.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, I think the odds too that, I mean, a civilization that's advanced enough to get here is gonna like
Oh, they're gonna take
Give-
one look at us and be
they're
like,
just
"Nope,
gonna give
fuck
two-
these people."
they're gonna have any interest in talking to us whatsoever.
Well, okay, they're gonna get here and they're gonna be like, "This planet will be ours." Why? Have you seen them? Yeah,
No one
we're
wants
taking
this
it
shit.
over,
They're too
and
busy.
they just wipe us out. I mean, I'm sorry.
That's-
Anything that can do interstellar travel is gonna come here and it's gonna wipe us out.
Or not care. They'll just look at us like animals and be like, that's a
mean,
planet with a bunch of animals. I'm going to move on.
They're just gonna
Historically,
steal all of our water and fucking leave.
I mean, historically in humanity, when a human being meets a human being with better technology, the human being with the worst technology always loses. So we're going to be meeting something that can travel through space.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're
but you're
assuming
also-
that they're humans. Like,
Well, you know what I mean. Something. I
Yeah,
said
it-
something.
You also have to
Yeah.
assume that they have the same prediction toward violence that we have. I
And
mean,
the
like we
same-
are a ridiculously violent
Well,
species.
yeah.
yeah, the same tradition towards violence, the same moral values. I mean, the same. And you never. It could be like fucking Starfleet, like where they don't give a shit about money or stuff. It's just all based off your honor. Like
No.
Life is about survival. So they're going to look, if they're coming here, they're coming here for a reason.
No. Again, you're assuming that
True, I am.
they're in a similar situation as we are. Like life for us is survival, right? But if we
True.
ever stopped killing each other and progressed enough to, actually,
Maybe like that comedy show, Star Trek.
yeah,
Just kidding.
the superior space show.
Wrong, but that's okay.
no, it's not wrong.
It's not.
Superior space
Star
show.
Trek is really good.
Yeah.
It is good. It's not
And now we're
superior.
going to have comments of Star Wars and Star Trek people fighting.
Okay, all I
That's
have,
all this video is going to
actually,
be now.
my
You're going to have to put that
favorite-
as a title. Just Star Trek versus Star Wars, and everyone will fight. And they'll be like, they talked about it for like 2 seconds.
well, here's my thing about the Star Trek Star Wars fight, right? Why can't you just like both?
Oh,
of
I
them?
like them both.
I
right.
like them both.
I mean,
like
like-
both too. Just,
I like Star Trek, and I think Star Wars had 3 good movies, and then kind of fizzled itself out, and they're still just kicking that dead dog down the road, trying to
They
make
are.
something out of it. But, I mean,
kicking that dead Jar Jar
Fucking
down
Disney.
the road.
yeah, kicking that jar, that dead Gungan down the road.
Misa dead. Why you keep kicking?
Because
No,
you keep fucking talking.
My favorite space franchise has always been Alien. Always has been Alien. Like comic books and movies. And I never really... I mean, I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek. But like an Alien movie's like... They're releasing an Alien movie that's loosely connected to the other Alien movies. And it's amazing. But it's probably shit. But I'm going to go check it out anyways. I love Alien movies.
Yeah.
Predator I like too.
I mean, they're not awful, but I mean,
yeah,
the
right.
original movie is an amazing movie. That's one of
I
the best movies I
associate-
think made.
I associate aliens to you like Godzilla to me. right?
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
just
know
love 'em.
every Godzilla movie is a horrible movie. I
Alien
still like
is
'em,
not
though.
a horrible movie. The original Alien is
It
an
was
excellent
okay.
movie. No, it's considered to be one of the
I mean,
great movies. It's a great
it's
movie.
It's aight.
I've only seen Aliens versus Predator, so
Oh, that
that's
was
where
so-
my,
That's
that's where
not
my
a good
line
movie.
is.
I mean, I enjoy it, but it is like a Godzilla. That is the best
and
example
I've
of
only
Godzilla.
seen.
I don't even know. Godzilla sometimes had a better story route than that fucking thing
I
did.
think the only Godzilla movie is the one that just came out that I've seen. That's about it.
Not the one that just came out. That's Godzilla vs Kong.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
The
a
one
good
before
movie
that.
too.
The one
by the
before
way.
that.
King of the Monsters.
Sure.
Godzilla vs Kong wasn't.
Is that the
wasn't,
one with Mothra?
Yeah, Mothra and Ghidorah.
And yeah.
Godzilla vs Kong wasn't too bad though. I mean,
I haven't seen it.
it
yet.
was a very misleading title because like, out of like the whole movie, there was like 5 minutes of Kong and Godzilla
Yeah.
actually fighting. Like, they were usually like either separated or fighting something else together.
What I always loved about the Godzilla movies is like everyone's like, we have to kill Godzilla, and then something happens and Godzilla saves everyone in the end, and they're like,
He's a
we'll
hero.
let you live this time, but next time,
Yeah.
when
Next time,
Space Godzilla shows
next
up,
time we're gonna kill this prehistoric fucking gigantic monster that literally feeds off of nuclear energy.
See, I have a really unpopular opinion when it comes to Alien. Alien 1 is regarded as one of the better movies, especially in the like sci-fi horror genre. It's one
No.
of the best.
No.
It's Tremors.
But you're wrong. But Aliens and Aliens 3 is fucking G.I. Joe in space. They are awful movies. What's that director? He made Terminator. What's his name?
James Cameron.
That guy fucked that whole franchise. He turned it into G.I. Joe. It used to be a
What's wrong with
sci-fi
G.I. Joe?
horror.
I mean,
I love G.I.
at least
Joe.
in G.I. Joe, you know who the bad guy is.
Yeah, it's
Who
true.
are we fighting? Cobra!
Yo, Joe.
Why
you
are they
know?
just screaming their names? I don't understand.
But fuck,
Amazing.
he just destroyed like everything that Ridley Scott.
I think.
built.
Well, I think James Cameron is probably one of the worst directors.
he's not one of the worst, but
Ever.
he's one of the most overrated.
God, there's legitimately. I'm going through his movie list right now, right, and there aren't many things on there that I would ever watch.
I don't know
I
directors
don't really,
and
yeah,
stuff.
I don't really
watch
do
movies.
like directors. They're just like movies. Like,
You would have to name the movies for us to understand.
Terminator.
Aliens of the Deep, Attila, Avatar. Fuck, 100% of that 3-hour long
Pocahontas
ass
in space.
fucking Pocahontas
It's
space
Pocahontas
bullshit.
/ Ferngully. Is
Yeah.
all it was.
I mean, come on. Okay, so as soon as the movie started, right, I watched that movie at
Unobtainium.
work, right, and I thought I wasted my time. And I was like, as soon as they start off and they're like, we're looking for unobtainium, I was like,
I'm sorry, you can't find it. It's
What?
unattainable.
and then they were like, yeah, so we're gonna send Jake Sully out there to meet the native lady, and I'm like, fuck me, this is Pocahontas, like John Smith, Jake Sully. Instead of looking for gold, they're looking for unobtainium, like. And then somehow you just mix Ferngully's grandmother Willow in there, or no, that's
No,
Disney's
grandmother Willow
Pocahontas
had
had fucking grandma. It was Disney's Pocahontas just remade in a
Yeah.
3.5 hour long shit show.
It's
God, that
not
movie
good.
Sucked.
Terminator 1 was okay.
I wasn't a fan of Terminator.
I never was either.
Piranha 2.
I've
Yeah, that sounds
I've actually
great.
never,
Oh.
I've
I've
never
actually
seen
seen
any of the Terminator movies.
First
I've
one was
never
good.
seen
seen
anything.
the first one.
First one's pretty good.
I think.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's like the whole movie.
Oh man, here's one of his pinnacles of movies. I didn't even know that he did. Point Break.
He did that?
That's
Yeah.
a good movie.
Never
Okay, I'm
seen
not gonna
it.
lie. That's not a bad movie. I did not know he did that, but that's not a bad movie.
Pretty.
Actually, like
It's
I
not
did-
great, but
I
it's
watched,
not a bad movie.
when I watched Point Break the first time, I had no idea what it was going to be about. And I just thought it was going to be like stupid, and then
It is
It was
stupid.
pretty good.
But it is enjoyable. It's not a bad movie.
Rambo: First Blood Part 2. It's awful.
It's
I
not
think
good.
I've only
Rambo:
seen
First Blood is
one
fantastic.
Rambo.
That's a good movie.
Terminator, The Abyss. I never saw that.
This is good.
The Abyss is an
I forgot he did
interesting
that.
movie.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
Titanic.
Everyone loves
Oh,
Titanic.
hold on. I stand corrected. One movie, True Lies.
That is a good movie.
What's
He's done
that
some
one
good
about?
With
movies.
Schwarzenegger and oh my god, who was
Oh,
the
where
he's-
she's a spy?
No,
Or
he's
he's a spy?
he's the spy and she doesn't know it and she thinks that he just works like some
And,
office
and she
job
thinks
and-
that she is the spy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's an excellent
and she
movie.
does the
That is a
dance.
good
God,
movie.
who
Yeah.
was
I
the
like
woman
that
in that movie?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah,
Fucking
that was it.
beautiful.
God.
Beautiful
Oh,
woman.
he did Alita: Battle Angel. That was a pretty good movie.
I don't think I've seen that one.
But the like robot that thinks she's a girl or something. I forgot exactly what the premise of the movie was, but it was pretty good.
I don't know. I mean,
James Cameron. Now
I
he's
think
doing
he's very-
Avatar 2 and Avatar 3 and then some in between Avatar. And I'm just like, oh, stop. The first one sucked.
The Lost.
Well, Disney got a hold of Avatar. They own that now.
Oh, do they?
Yes, so they're gonna run into the ground like they do everything.
I'm pretty sure
makes
Disney's
money.
always owned Avatar.
I don't know if they've always owned it, but
Pretty sure the first.
I'm
Avatar
sorry.
was a
Whatever
Disney
makes
movie.
money, man.
It
It's all the
does. I
people
get it,
going to
but-
watch these things makes
And
money.
like everyone talked that movie up to me. That's probably one of the reasons I just thought it was a fucking pile of shit because everyone was just like, "Oh, you got to see Avatar. You got to see Avatar. It's the most amazing movie ever." And I watched it and I was like,
I left.
"This
halfway.
is just." I was like, "This is just Pocahontas."
Yeah,
Like,
I just.
is
I
this
didn't
ever
enjoy it at all.
actually going to get better?
No.
I mean, it did exactly what they wanted it to do. I mean, the budget was 237 million, and it made 2.8 billion.
Oh, I know.
Oh no! That movie proved that Americans are dumb enough to like shiny things and not actually care about the
That's not,
substance.
that's not just Americans. That's the entire world.
Yeah.
That's the entire world.
That's,
That's
that's
the
the same
war.
with
That people like shiny things
The-
because
It's
that's all
just-
that movie was. That movie was just a shiny thing.
It's
It was
the
like
same.
look at CG.
It's the same with video games now too. With them doing all the environment. I mean, it's great that they made the game look pretty,
Yeah.
but then there's like no actual story or gameplay
happens a
to
lot.
go along with
Yeah.
it.
Oh shit! We
And
forgot
it
to make
still
the game.
makes lots of money
It does.
because they're like, oh, look how beautiful the graphics are. I'm like, great. This is
Gameplay
boring
is
as
king.
hell.
Kind of like unpopular opinion here. Ghost of Tsushima.
Yep.
I
did
enjoyed
not
it.
like that.
I know you guys did. I did. I ultimately enjoyed it. But okay, it was the Assassin's Creed I wanted. I've always
No.
wanted them to go back to ninjas and
No.
samurais, and they were just like, "This game's all about being like a ninja and like a samurai," but we're not gonna do that. And I don't know why, because Assassin's Creed sucks. Sorry.
Only
Brandon.
some of them, not all of them.
I can feel his look.
Yeah. Brandon's just staring down Nick as he shoots daggers across the table. And
He's now shooting them at Matthew.
Yeah. Tell him to stop fucking with his microphone.
Sorry.
I'll
But
throw something at you. I have
Ghost
something
of
here I can throw.
Tsushima was the Assassin's Creed I wanted, and I enjoyed it.
no,
Okay.
it was very repetitive.
There's difference between enjoying it and calling it one of the greatest games ever made. It wasn't. I just enjoyed it. I thought it was
A lot
fun.
of people think the
True.
game was like amazing. They're like,
I
oh
don't.
my god, one of
It's-
the best games ever
Wait,
made.
that,
And I
was,
was
that literally happens like every single major game that comes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
that
it's
is
probably true.
true.
And
Do I think the past 3 or 4 PlayStation games equal Horizon? No. I think Horizon was a very good game. That was the best
Horizon's
PS4.
a great game.
One of the best PS4 exclusives out there. That is an
Both
excellent game.
vote very pretty
Yes.
and had a story to
Excellent
it.
story.
And good gameplay.
Yep, and a good character and everything. It was
All right.
excellently done.
Let's see what Polygon
3
has to
for
say
3.
for the best 50 games of the year.
So we
No
can see-
Man's Sky was 49.
I never played it.
Really?
So
That's
I
not good.
can't.
I heard after they redid it, right? Because it came out in 2018 and everyone shit on it.
It's
And
it was,
then-
Minecraft.
it was
in
another
space.
one they released way too early.
Yeah, right. And then it was an indie studio that did it too.
Yeah.
And then they got sued. They got their fucking ass sued off. And they part of their settlement was they would fix the game. So they went back and like redid a whole bunch of shit, and they actually made it like a good game. People actually like it now.
I haven't played it. So I have no
Doom
opinion.
Eternal, which is not new.
haven't played
Doom
that
Eternal
either.
is decently new. That's an excellent game too. It actually is a good game.
Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Yeah, the 3 people that ever bought that.
If they didn't buy it, it was a free phone game.
No, it's
No, that's
it's
the
an
one
actual
where you-
like Switch game where you buy a track and you have fucking
Oh, with the real
Oh no
car.
figurines
shit!
and shit
That's
that
a
go
real
around,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! No, I didn't know that.
Call of Duty
It has-
Warzone.
Yeah, it has.
A lot of people like that.
You mean the free Warzone, the free game that like Call of Duty put out?
Is it free?
Yeah, it's free to download, but it takes up like all your fucking hard drive.
all of it.
Yeah, because
No
like,
matter
like
the
every
size you
like
have?
every update they have is like 30 gigs,
Oh wow.
and the actual game to download itself is like almost 100.
Nope. Just go back to Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah, if you're to go recently, like the past 2 years, Ghost of Tsushima is one of the better ones because the past 2 years, it is
Number
The
number
past 2 years, it
39 on
is.
this list is League of Legends.
What?
That's not 2020.
No,
The game was released in like
Well, you're reading a bad list. You should try a different website.
Are you sure it says
Sorry, I have my ear
2020?
itched.
Or
yeah, it says
Actually
2020
scratched my
best
thing.
video games of 2020. Dirt 5.
I mean,
Dirt
maybe,
5's good.
maybe it's
Tony
one of
Hawk's
those-
Pro Skater 1 and 2. I wouldn't say that's even near the best. It was fun. A little nostalgic kick in the pants. Jam will disagree with this. Number 33, Origami King.
I hate that game.
Origami King.
Paper Mario.
Paper
Really?
Mario.
Yep.
The
Never
Paper
played
Mario games have gotten worse and worse over time, and it's sad because
Is it? Yeah.
I mean,
The
the
first one was good.
pretty good.
I played Thousand Year Door.
Thousand Year Door, best one,
That's the one I ever played.
really good.
And
RPG
then I played
type
the Mario
games.
Luigi's on
Mario
Advance.
Luigi.
The Mario
games
Luigi games
are
are good.
really good.
And Game Boy Color.
They're on Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance. I
But
thought they were on Game Boy
as
Color,
they
so-
went on, they kept changing pretty much all the fight system. There's a new fight system in every fucking game, and it gets worse and worse and worse. Origami King was horrendous.
You never
I
played
hated it.
any of those games, have you, Brandon?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's
should.
I
They're
like
good.
the jokes in the Mario Party in the Paper Mario games. Like it's pretty
It just
cool
shits on
going
Luigi
around
all the
talking
time.
like going around
Wrong.
and talking to the different characters and the thing. But the fight system was so bad. I was just like, this. I hate it. I can't.
So Ghost of Tsushima was number 31, which
That's about
may-
right.
okay.
maybe
For-
that
yeah.
year. Number
It was
31.
It wasn't bad. It just,
I enjoyed it.
I got bored.
Compared to other games, yeah, it's not as good, but I enjoyed it.
In the beginning, it was a pretty fun game, and then I got bored with it. I was like,
It
this
has
is
a
the
dead
same
spot
thing.
like
I
right in the
can't-
middle.
I
Right in the
can't
middle of
do
that
it
game
anymore.
had this weird dead spot before you went to the next area. I was like,
And
and I
then-
stopped playing too. And I thought, man, I've beat Last of Us 2. And I beat a couple other games. Like, all right, I'll go back and play this. And I was like, oh, okay. Now that I'm through this little weird lull that they put in there, it's actually really good. But I had fun. I would never put it up there with Horizon.
I mean, I
never
like
put it up
going
there with-
around murdering people. That's pretty much what I like about the
Yeah,
game.
well, you're a
But
samurai. That's what's the whole point of the game.
It keeps
You're
me
a
from
fucking
doing it in
samurai.
real
Yeah,
life,
sorry,
you know?
We're not talking about real games anymore. We're talking about real life.
We're just talking about Jam.
Number 3 on this list is Microsoft Flight Simulator.
That actually is really good.
I've heard it's like insanely,
Yeah,
insanely
it's,
great.
it's-
Like because like the way they did it, or like you can crash into anything in real life, like because they use the actual Google.
It'd
Yeah,
be-
well, they
it'd
use
be-
satellite. Yeah, they use like satellite imagery and stuff like that, and actually build the entire world in the game.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think that goes back to like people just wanting to destroy everything because like you can run into everything, and then same with Roller Coaster Tycoon, how you delete tracks of the roller coaster to blow them up. Same with the Sims, like we talked about. You know, remove the door and burn down the house and stuff like that. People just are sadistic fuckers.
When I was in
we are.
when I was in IT school for the Navy, they during our breaks and stuff like that, or when we had nothing to do and they were going over something that I already knew or some shit like that, they would like some instructors wouldn't lock our computers down, but some would, and the ones that wouldn't, we would just open up Google Earth, and there's actually a flight simulator mode in Google Earth.
Huh.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
And we would just play that, like see how long it takes to fly from,
I used to play Pac-Man all the time on the computer.
Jax to
Because
London
you
or
type in
something.
like Pac-Man and say or I feel lucky on Google or something, and it brings up the thing where there's like thousands of Pac-Man levels. It's crazy, and you can play
I
them.
keep seeing Pac-Man like arcade machines for sale, and I keep wanting to buy one, but
They're insanely expensive.
no,
for
the
that.
new ones that come out, they're like $400.
Oh, really?
Not that bad, yeah.
well, it's because they just like remake them all now and shit like that. So.
I'd like a Street
I mean, it's
Fighter
pretty
2
much
cabinet.
just they took.
It's not an
like, they
original
took-
cab.
Yeah, they just did a real they just did a remake of the cabinet and put a freaking Raspberry Pi in there. But
That's what mine was
That's
in my store.
No, you had an Arduino. Yours was shitty. Should have done a Raspberry Pi. Should have let me do what I do.
That's true. But yeah, I didn't have time. You were slow, and you don't want. You're like, I'll do it eventually.
I told you to get me a fucking cabinet. You never got me a cabinet.
I was very busy.
Yeah, okay, so
I was building a fucking business.
that's great. You never got me a cabinet.
I guess let's calm
It's
down.
true.
So
Don't
anyway,
say I
the
was slow and it's
other-
my fault when you didn't get it.
The other thing I like to do on the internet is the
Watch porn.
The Google, well,
Yes.
of course, the
The other thing I
the
like to do on the
Google
internet.
the Google text adventure game. If you guys haven't played it,
No.
if you like text adventures
No.
back in the day, well then you won't want to play it.
No.
But those of you who are bored at work and
That's
want to
what-
play the Google
was
text
what Nick
adventure,
grew up
you have
with.
to Google it because I don't remember exactly how you get to it.
I grew up with Super
Oh,
Mario
yeah,
Brothers.
you have to go into like
There's,
you
like,
got to go into like the
developer-
console settings,
Yeah.
on the website, and then you
Oh,
can
really?
get to it. Yeah. In the developers mode, you can get to it.
It's like F12, and then you have to type in like I want to play a game or something, and it's like, do you want to play a game? And you're like, yes.
It's like you're in the middle of the woods.
That's how you end up in Saw.
Or that's actually how you end up in War Games, which is a classic 1980s movie.
I wouldn't.
Use the word. I'm using the word classic loosely.
Yeah, right. The movie was terrible.
I don't know if it was. I haven't seen it in like 20 years.
I mean, I saw it. Oh man, I think I saw it when I was on deployment on the carrier or something like that. They're playing war games, and I was like, man, this movie fucking sucks.
It does not suck. You're wrong.
It sucked then. It sucks
Another
now.
one that I saw recently is actually still good. The Last Starfighter. Never saw that, did you?
No.
It's very disappointing. It was my favorite movie as a kid.
You know, a movie.
I've never seen it either.
You want to know a really, really?
Me either.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm just not. Sorry, Brandon.
It's because you're old, isn't it, Nick?
It is.
You're the only one who knows.
Oh, was that movie? When did that movie
this
come out? Hold
this
on.
movie came out in the 80s. Like, I wasn't alive yet.
Yeah. Shut up, Brandon.
Depends on when in the 80s. I mean, I was only there for 2 years, so.
I was there for 0. So, I mean,
2
literally,
years of the 80s.
literally, if you go below 91, I don't know shit.
I was around when Florida got the snow thing in '89.
Snow thing.
They got snow in Florida and it shut down like all of Florida, well, not all of Florida because Jacksonville's pretty close to Georgia. So anyway, it snowed in Jacksonville when I was like 1. There's like video of me.
Yeah, it did that a couple years ago too.
Did it?
Yeah.
Where it like stuck to the ground?
Yeah, and then it also froze and like everyone lost their minds because they didn't know what to do.
Oh man, that happens.
Sounds right.
All the time, especially.
It was actually while we were on the boat. And
Yeah.
Because a couple of people were at dive school down there in Panama City, and they were all like excited because they're like, oh, we're going down to Florida, getting out of the winter in Connecticut, and then it was like the coldest winter on record there, and like it was like froze over like 3 or 4 times and snowed once, and like,
I don't personally remember it. I was 1. I remember seeing the videos. You know, all those homemade videos on VHS tapes.
You know,
The
that's
old
something
cameras.
that it's something people aren't gonna have anymore. Like
The
home video
the
now
home
are just
videos,
like
yeah. It's just up on the
their
internet all the time.
home video is just Facebook and Instagram.
yeah, right. Well, like so part of the home video, right? The quality of the home video. I guess not the quality; it's the lack of quality in the home video. It was like that grainy, shitty ass fucking VHS recording, and it looked horrible, and you could never hear what anyone was saying because the microphone in the fucking camcorder was a piece of shit. Yes.
That's not true.
Wrong. Me and Justin. I don't care. Me and Justin had amazing Kung Fu theater movies.
I mean, I wouldn't call those amazing.
Plus, you
I was there for pretty much all of them.
Mountain Climber was excellent.
That was a pretty funny one.
You always hear the person with the camera.
Yeah.
So whoever's holding the camera, you can hear them the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't do that. Be nice. Don't go to stop them from not being nice. Just be nice.
Well,
that was most of our childhood videos.
then
My
there's
mom
always-
going, no, don't do that. Be nice. And just keep filming.
Then there's
Don't
the
even
one- then
bother
there's the
trying
one-
to stop us, whatever we were doing.
Then there's always the one person that gets like way too close to the mic, so all you hear is you're like, the fuck did they say?
Or they pull the camcorder out the windiest fucking day of the year.
They had
You can see people talking, but you can't hear shit.
They did that one time. I had like a beer bottle that my dad had, and mom's like, "Don't you drink that? Don't you do it?" I'm like getting it closer, and then I like take a swig, and she's like, "Don't do that! Don't do that!" But she doesn't stop me.
And then you just see something flying through the air, just fucking wild. James just gets knocked the fuck out.
you just put it back down. It wasn't very tasty, apparently, but
Well, I mean, it's like, I mean,
Okay.
you don't even drink the beer
I
now.
don't know. Yeah, it's probably because of that day, way back in the
It's
day.
a dramatic experience.
It was too dramatic.
The Google said
The
the last Starfighter was 1984.
Yeah, it
And
was,
how can you deny
I was
this
negative 7 years
amazing?
old.
I was
Cover.
-4.
I can easily deny that is going to be a great movie. It looks like an 80s
I
movie.
miss all the great art covers of
a great
old
art
VHS
cover.
tapes and like games.
Oh, old
They
games
had
are great.
the weirdest covers.
My
Shut up,
favorite video game covers ever were like Mega Man.
That shitty first Mega Man?
Yeah, because he
That
just
thing
looked
was
like
so
some like
shitty.
ripped out dude with like a gun on his hand.
No, he
Or
didn't.
is
Look
he
like he was
holding?
taking a shit.
Was it? I don't remember.
Oh, it's awful. It's like the worst cover in video game history.
Yeah.
It's bad, dude.
Is it?
Oh,
How
I
bad?
think you guys need to stop with the hyperbole.
Oh yeah. No. Okay, I remember that. Yeah, that was awful.
What's
Oh
a
yeah, because he had the
hyperbole?
gun like
No,
this way.
and his legs are all like, yeah, like, it's so bad.
Because now you've since we've been doing this podcast, you've announced that 20 different movies and like 30 different games were the worst movie or game ever.
That's bad, dude. No, it's a great game, but bad cover.
These things happen, you know.
It looks like it looks like something I would draw.
Yeah, that's the problem, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Mega
bad.
Man 2 isn't much better because he's still like holding
None
a
of-
gun,
none of
shooting
them
a
are.
gun, and like
Old school game, like cover art, it wasn't good at all.
no
But I mean, most of the games came out in the
80s.
80s,
Yeah,
and
a lot of those
80s
old games
stuff
came out
was
in the 80s.
really weird. Just like the music videos,
No, that's not the
their
Mega
hair
Man 2 cover.
bands,
That's so
and
bad.
you know, neon. I don't know much about the 80s.
Yeah,
Neon.
that's two.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I know is that I was there for 2 years. I grew up in the 90s, not the 80s.
Yeah, I grew up in the time with like Rugrats.
Yeah.
Hey Arnold.
They just
Yeah.
remake. They just
Yeah,
did
but
a
they finally
remastered
got it right
Rugrats.
eventually.
Of what?
They're doing Rugrats again.
Yeah, they're doing a new Rugrats.
As actually babies?
Yes.
Not like the teenage show they tried
Yeah, nobody liked that.
when they were like in middle
All
school. or
grown up.
something?
Yeah, no,
All
it's
grown up,
like
that
the
was it.
super crazy animated like.
Yeah, it's like ridiculously like Jimmy Neutron style.
Okay.
See,
Animation.
that's what I liked about the original Rugrats is it was that weird hand drawn kind of weird looking characters. It was good. It was different. Because
Man,
of
I was
that.
getting
I still have a Raptor shirt.
Yeah.
You know what?
Reptar.
You know what show?
Reptar.
That's what I said.
You said Raptor.
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 Reptar.
Raptor.
No, not Raptar. It sounds like the world's worst rapper.
My name is Raptor, and I'm here to say.
Foo.
Yeah.
No, you know what? You know what shows?
Raptor.
I watched a little bit of the other day. It was Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh yeah.
Oh
And it
yeah.
had some of like the most fucked up shit. Like
Oh yeah.
like
No, that
the
show
one-
is not
like
kid.
there's one part where like they like have like they find like a world of like it's like just fucking Timmy's dad, and they're like looking for the mom, and they're like it's like why you have a perfect civilization, why would you want to add a woman? And I was like, this is a kids show.
Oh man, a lot of kids shows back then were messed
No,
up.
so
Or was-
I was at the tattoo shop getting some work done a few weeks ago, and they were watching Ren and Stimpy.
That show.
Oh my god! Like I forgot how terrible that show was.
I wasn't actually allowed to watch that.
Yeah,
so.
see, sheltered.
It's classic. That is classic.
But like,
Yeah, that's probably something you probably should have been allowed to watch.
no, yeah, it's weird. Or I think one that was probably worse than Ren and Stimpy, but somehow they got away
Don't like it.
with it was yeah, no sir, I don't like it. Was Rocco's Modern Life.
Also,
Oh,
was
that-
not allowed to watch that.
That show should not have been a kids show
Oh
whatsoever.
fuck no, man.
Yeah, I remember when we were when he was a little kid. I was, of course, older, and then they did a thing where Heifer got hooked up to the milk machine, and he's like, "Oh, oh." I was like, "You got it. He's getting a, yeah."
Yeah, no, that a lot of that show was really, really raunchy.
Yeah, but another quote from the Fairly Odd Parents. Like this is like I just watched like the first like 3 episodes from the show, and like they had one that was like we may not be able to break up true love, but parents can. I was like, God damn.
yeah,
I was like,
probably.
that's some dark shit for a kids show, man.
No, that show I always liked that.
I mean, it's kind of true though. It really is.
I don't know. I always thought the Fairly Odd Parents was a really funny show.
Oh, it was an awesome show.
Even like when I was a teenager and shit like that. And I'm like, no, this show's
That's-
still funny.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I found was funny is like I was like everyone was like super excited about Disney Plus coming out because they're like, oh, I can watch all the Disney
And
Disney
you're like,
movies.
I want Nickelodeon.
And then they're like, yeah,
and Cartoon Network.
Paramount Plus came out and they're like, we have all the old Nickelodeon shows. It's like, yes, that's what I want.
Yeah. Yes.
Angry Beavers, All Real Monsters.
Angry Beavers was another show that was
Messed up. I was allowed to
Yeah.
watch that one though.
yeah,
So,
no, that was yeah.
Yeah,
For me, it was,
fucking Cat Dog.
Cat
Cat
Dog.
Dog, yeah.
No.
Me, it was Ren and Stimpy growing up, you know. And then I watched Ren and Stimpy, like, unchildified, I guess. It was like they like removed all the things that made it the quasi kid show, and that shit was just dirty. Like,
Oh yeah.
like there's one where like Stimpy just licks Ren's butt. He starts slapping. You're you're the catcher, I'm the pitcher. I'm like, oh my, I had no idea. Never put that together.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, like I said, I was just watching it while getting the tattooed, and I was just like,
Oh, that show's rough, man.
I forgot how fucking weird that show was.
Hey, it's log.
Well, kids don't know shit like that anyway. Doesn't even matter. I mean, you could show it to any kid and they'll just laugh at it.
True.
But they won't
true,
know any of
yeah.
the
I mean,
innuendos or the
I think that's
adult
why-
Animaniacs.
stuff.
Oh, yeah, Animaniacs
Yeah.
has a lot of that
lot
stuff.
Yeah.
of that in there.
Yeah, that's true.
I always think, you know, like why adult cartoons are such a big thing now is probably for that because, you know, we grew up watching cartoons and shit like that. Our parents
Sure.
didn't. I mean, they might have grown up watching Looney Tunes or something like that, but not nearly the, you know,
Saturday night cartoon.
Yeah,
or
right.
Saturday day cartoon.
Saturday morning.
Yes.
And,
I don't wake up early, so.
but, you know, they had, you know, we had all these like great cartoons as a kid, and then now we start getting these more adult cartoons like Rick and Morty and Bob's Burgers, Great North, and, you know, like,
South Park, like the kind of the kings of it.
yeah, South Park has long stayed their fucking
They probably have, but
track that. Like,
I mean,
hashtag
that's
cancel
it.
South Park
Yeah,
is real.
They don't really want to do it anymore. They
yeah,
just-
you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I don't
it's,
know.
it's kind of hard when like, I mean, like not to just repeat the same thing over and over again, but like the real life is like weirder than they can actually make the show.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Like, it used to be like all this crazy shit. Now you're just like, oh.
They're like, how do I satire this?
it's
I
just
can't
a
because it's
satire.
already
Like, it's
Yeah.
just so
It's
sad.
so
It's-
insane
It's so depressing.
that I
you can't even
make fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when Animaniacs was a thing, and they did the whole one where the guy's like, "Excuse me, I'm a pianist," and they just kept like, "Shh, you can't say that on TV," you know. And
Yeah.
you were a little kid, you're like, "Oh, this is funny," because they're like hushing him. I'm like, you don't understand.
No, I got it.
No, I totally understood when they said that.
Yeah, no, I got it.
You can't say that on TV. Like that is.
The stuff they
No,
get away with
se-
on kid shows
the,
these
like
days.
Yeah.
the overtly
Yeah.
sexual stuff was pretty. It was pretty easy to spot. It's the like, it's the stuff you don't really think about until you get older. Like the like,
Fairly Odd
like yeah, the
Parents.
fairly like. Yeah, we can't break up true love, but parents can.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, oh shit, that's. I mean, I've known a couple people that
Yeah.
have had those issues. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just dark. Like, I mean, yeah, like I said, kids aren't probably gonna catch stuff like that, but it's fucking.
Yeah,
dark.
it's probably the stuff just to keep the parents interested
Mm-hmm.
in it too, and then they're like,
This is where I would keep my trophy if I had one.
You know, Ed, Ed, and Eddie was that way.
Ed, Ed and Eddie was just a weird show. But
It
that was
was
on
very
Cartoon
weird.
Network.
Super
Like,
fucking weird show.
It was.
there was a lot of weird shit on Cartoon Network back in the day.
I know Johnny Bravo was.
Oh, I
I
love
fucking
Johnny
love
Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. I
that
own
would-
like the entire first season.
Yeah, that show would never
I'll just
get
put it
approved
on
nowadays.
once in
Oh
a
my
while.
God, no. Yeah, that is like, that's one of those shows that even, 15, 20 years later?
Yeah,
Yeah, that would never be able to get made
it's a
now.
little problematic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Powerpuff
most of these
Girls.
shows now are probably problematic making.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Well, they redid the Powerpuff Girls, and it sucks. Oh,
Yeah, because they made it all.
they're gonna
like,
make a
Can't
they're making a
have-
live action one now. Like I think it's a movie, but they're making a live action
I
Powerpuff
loved
Girls.
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah. Do not repeat. Recite. Recite.
Him
everything
was
I
always
say.
creepy.
Oh, him. Yeah. Okay, so that was the weird thing
Creepy.
in Powerpuff Girls. Like, they legitimately had Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, spoke in the echoing falsetto voice and everything like that. Like, he was
Satan.
fucking creepy. And you were
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, when I was a little kid, I was like, all right,
That's
that guy's-
creepy.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. What's it with Invader Zim? That was good.
That was an
Invader Zim was
interesting show.
not a kid show. It's like
No.
Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Like, Adventure Time is absolutely not a kid show.
Yeah.
Like,
Post-apocalyptic.
Making bacon pancakes.
that some of that shit, man. I watched it. The only time I've ever seen it is when I was getting tattooed, and because tattoo artist likes it, and I was watching it and with her when she was doing it. I was like, "This is a really weird show," and she's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, super fucking weird."
Oh yeah.
And then I realized that the guy his voice is the dog's voice in Adventure Time is Bender.
Yeah.
Yeah,
from Futurama, and I was like, no shit. She's like, yeah,
It's,
that's actually why I started watching it.
Oh, what is that dude's name?
Bender.
I know it's Bender, but he's also played the Joker before in Batman cartoons.
Bender.
it's just Bender.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Bite my shiny little ass.
I did like how they ended that show.
Oh, Futurama.
Futurama.
Yeah.
It actually ended pretty nicely.
I still wish they'd bring it back.
Yeah, me too. I heard, when Comedy Central took it over, right? I was super excited. I was like, yeah, we're gonna get more Futurama, and then they took it over like one season and killed it.
Yeah. Well, so Sci-Fi bought it, like bought the rights to show it, and I thought they were maybe gonna do something with it.
Nah, they just re-syndicated it.
I hate a lot of shows that come out and then they kill it like 2 weeks in or something.
Well, they just killed Lovecraft Country.
Yeah. Well, it's like
you didn't give it enough time. People need more time than that.
I watched the one they put on Netflix, the Jupiter's Legacy. Like it was literally like they planned this movie, like had a crazy cast, like Josh Duhamel was leading the cast and stuff, like, and like it was on Netflix for 2 weeks and they canceled it. And they're like, no more season 2. And they're like,
how do they know? How do they know by then? It's like
maybe nobody watched it.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes these things take time to be discovered. Like Firefly was canceled after one season, and a lot of people didn't know
Firefly
about
was canceled after one season because Joss Whedon and the guy who ran.
Oh
yeah, Joss Whedon's a complete dick, and the producers at Fox were complete dicks.
I mean, you should give it a chance, man.
The reason Jupiter Rising didn't do as well because it came out at the same time a small hit came out on Netflix, and that was Castlevania. Came out like right around the same time.
Okay, weeb.
And Castlevania, I'm sorry, dominated the anime
It was actually Invincible that killed it.
Oh, Invincible
came out like right before Jupiter Rising came out.
Yeah, all those kind of came out.
Both like superhero-ish.
Yeah, sometimes timing plays a lot.
Yeah.
In anything, movies, games.
Well, movies, it's huge. Like there's very, very specific times that companies want to release movies in.
There's been some movies that they like held back on it because they knew something else was being released around the same time. And they're like, no, it can't.
Yeah, it'll cut into their budgets and stuff like that.
Yeah, they usually release summer or like November-ish time frame, like holiday season.
Yeah. Star Wars is always right around Christmas because it's always been right around Christmas.
And it's always a disappointment.
Everybody just like, no, we're not going to release a movie there.
Yeah, and then everyone goes to see it, and they're like,
okay,
why do they keep doing this?
I mean, I'm usually not disappointed, but that's because I usually don't have any expectations, except for the one. What was it? 8.
Rogue One.
The one.
Oh, 8.
So the one that made like literally no sense whatsoever. Though, like the one where Princess Leia is like out in fucking space and shit. Like
doing the Superman flyback.
Turns out she's a Jedi, and like then she dies. And
episode. Well, she actually died. I mean, like.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the island?
Yes. It was where they.
Yeah, that's terrible.
They ran a spaceship through another spaceship at like fucking warp speed, and
no,
somehow like one of the main characters just didn't die, even though they were standing in the middle of the fucking flight. Like little cargo deck.
Wasn't that the same movie that if they just had communicated, it wouldn't have fucked up their plans?
I read a thing today. They're talking about how, Force Awakens came out, and everybody's like, it set up too many questions, so Rian Johnson had to do what he had to do to make it number 8 work, because number 8 was the superior movie. I'm like, you were fucking wrong.
Number 8 sucked when 9 came out, and like 90% of that movie was just trying to fix what they did in 8, and then 10% of the movie was a movie.
Yeah,
right.
But I never understood why they did that. Why they split the directors for the movies? Like,
because Disney.
Like, yeah, once you have like the trilogy, like then you can move to another director. But like, don't be like, we're gonna do one movie with one director and one movie with another director, and then back like. I guess they were supposed to do with a third director, but
they had to call J.J.
and they're like,
Abrams to save it.
Please save our ass.
In J.J. Abrams, we trust.
Disney was proud of 8, and so was the critics. But 8
critics
was this big political set piece, and people in like Star Wars like, okay, there is some politics in Star Wars, but we don't need that much.
No, that's what it's.
We don't need like you're saying on everything.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't care.
Bill Maher was talking about it, and he's like, why does all of our cinema, like all of the award-winning cinema, have to be so fucking like, it has to be so emotional, it has to be so sad, like,
right?
We can't just have an enjoyable fucking movie.
I absolutely I hate politics in movie and TV show and video games and stuff like that for a lot of reasons. Mm-hmm. One, I watch movies or TV or play video games to get away from all the bullshit in life. Mm-hmm. Like, stop bringing the bullshit back to my life. I want to ignore all the stupid shit that's happening over there.
Yeah. Like you can't have movies like Superbad and shit now.
Oh no!
It's like no, like it's just like everyone shits on them because they don't have some like crazy fucking message, or there's insanely emotional. Like,
Yeah, right.
You can't just have like a stupid fucking, or you can't have a shoot 'em up movie. You can't have a fucking stupid movie. Like,
yeah,
Like
can't.
Godzilla.
It's
or-
called John Wick. That's why John Wick was so popular, is because it was a decent story. It was a revenge story, your basic revenge story, but it was done so well, and it had no stupid, idiotic political message. It was just don't kill the hitman's dog. That's the message of the movie, and he fucking murders everybody for, 3 movies? They're about to make a 4th one. I'm like, that's an excellent, and it's just good. At the end of the day, you're like, no, that's good.
yeah, well,
that's
it's,
good shit.
it's Keanu Reeves too.
I mean, plus
It's
he's
really hard to hate Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
yeah. I mean,
a new kung fu.
I don't.
Usually, if the
Sorry.
critics like the movie, like crazy like the movie, like a lot of fans don't.
Oh yeah, there's
It's like
Yeah.
the opposite. So if the critics hate it, it's probably a good movie.
I think
When
there's
it comes to
actually,
sci-fi,
yeah, I
I
love the
agree.
Rotten Tomatoes thing where it's like critics 78%, audience score 30.
Yeah.
It's like you might be wrong.
It's like out of the touch with what people
yeah,
actually want to watch.
some of them are ridiculously split.
The episode 8. What's episode 8? I know episode 8 was one of those.
Hold on, it's on the list. The Last Jedi.
Yes.
Audience score 43, critic score 91.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They rated it as like one of the best
Sounds
movies
right.
ever.
Movie
I mean,
was fucking
Casablanca is
awful.
what, 98?
That
So it's up
Casablanca's
in that
pretty sure
territory.
it's 100.
I think it's only like 98.
Pretty sure.
I think
it's
the
100.
only one that's 100 is
There's a few
Pretty sure,
movies.
yeah, there's like quite a few movies on there that are 100.
The only problem
should
is
be
when people
100.
give honest reviews of things, half the time they get fired for it.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. It's like
Sometimes.
it's like Breath of
Most-
the Wild, right? If
yeah.
I was ever a writer for any
Depending
video
on the
game
company.
magazine, and I have the opinion that I have of that game, I would no longer be a writer for a video game.
you
magazine.
would be. You would have just been kind of pushed aside
No,
for a
they
while.
fired a
They
guy at
fired that
IGN
guy.
because he wrote a bad
I don't know if
review.
it was IGN. I think it was. I think it
IGN or-
was GameSpot.
GameSpot, Kotaku, one of them. Either way, someone wrote a bad
Yeah.
review on Breath of the Wild. He was like, "It's okay, but like you're kind of overhyping it," and they fucking fired him for it.
Yeah, he started. I think he's the guy who started Giant Bomb Games, and he's doing quite well since.
Maybe.
But he always does jokes like, "Hey man, just don't let me write about Breath of the Wild or something like that." I used to listen to their podcast a lot.
I mean, that's what's irritating, because I mean, these people are literally paid to give their opinion on it, like, and you could be like, "No, your opinion's wrong. You're fired."
Yeah, if you give them the wrong
Yeah, right.
opinion, depending on the company, because like you can't shit on Nintendo, you can't shit on Disney, whatever, because then you get fired because they're spending so much money for these reviews. It's bias. It's all bias.
It is. Well, it's like Far
and they
Cry
get the
5.
scores.
Far Cry 5 came out, and it is arguably one of the best Far Cry games going. It's actually really good. And but the whole review was they could have said so much more about Trump America. It's like the movie the freaking thing was about the dudes who drank the Kool-Aid down in South America and killed themselves. For God. Jonestown. And for, they did the whole cult thing. That's what that game's about. It has nothing to do with Trump's America. I mean, just stop it. Stop forcing political ideology in video games. Just if the story happens to need it, the story needs it. If it doesn't, leave it out. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just write the story for the story, guys.
Yeah, make what you
If
want to
the
make.
character
Make your
follows
art.
the story, it makes sense. People will love it. I mean, you can't just make it for everyone.
No.
Write a story.
Meh.
Do it.
I don't
Do
remember.
it.
I'm trying to look up. There's a movie that came out very recently, and it was one of the only recent movies that got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. Jaws the
0?
Revenge got a 0.
Wow.
That's a terrible movie.
Man,
so
yeah,
bad.
Gotti, that was it with John
That's a
Travolta.
fucking awful movie.
Yeah, and they had such like a high, like such an expensive cast in that movie too, and it cost tons of money to make, and it got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, it bombed.
Kind of like Cats.
From both the audience and the critics?
It definitely got a 0 from the critics. Hold on, let me. It got a 45 from the audience.
Okay.
So still not
like
good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still not good, but I'm surprised it's that high.
I was like, it can't be both. I'm sure someone liked it.
Let's see. The worst movie, according to Rotten Tomatoes, with a 0 critic score and a 19 audience score, was Ballistic X versus Sever.
I've
Never
never
heard
heard
of
of
it.
it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't.
I know the worst movie I ever watched was Open Water. Fuck that movie. I want my time back.
Open water.
I heard
Give me
that was
back my
actually
money.
decent.
No.
But
Lies. There's a sex scene in the beginning, and that's about all you need to watch of the movie. Don't watch the rest of it. It's stupid.
I got a 71.
I
They're
hate
stuck
everyone
in-
who thinks that. They literally float in the ocean for the entire movie going, oh my God, what just touched my leg? What was that? Oh God.
Well, at least it's only an hour and 19 minutes.
Sounds pretty realistic to me. I don't know.
Really? It was only an hour and 19?
Hour and 19
It felt
minutes.
like 4 hours.
Oh my God, that was like Tales of the Loop. I swear to
Oh
God,
my
I
God,
watched
it's
one
so bad.
episode of
that's
Tales of the
terrible
Loop for like
show.
3 fucking days.
That show made no fucking sense.
Oh my
whatsoever.
God. I was just like, no.
It hurt.
And I was like, great. At the end, I was like, okay, they set up something. And then they're like, no, each episode is a different story. And I'm like, great. So they did fucking dick. I watched that for
So technically-
3 hours.
Yeah, they watched the episode where like the kids like the house disappeared or something.
Yeah,
like
that was the first
Yeah, that was
episode.
the
And then I
first
was like,
episode.
what the fuck? Like, then they didn't explain it like at all.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be
Well,
like,
don't
it's,
worry. After the first episode, you get a new story.
Yeah, I mean, they're
you'll
all
never
like
find
they're
out
all
what
in the
happened.
same, like they're all in the same fucking town.
hey, as Jam would say, it's supposed to be thought provoking.
It's thought provoking.
It's thought provoking.
No,
Provoking.
I think they're trying to be like Twilight Zone, which Twilight Zone was way better.
Oh yeah.
And same with Black Mirror.
Black Mirror's
Black
fantastic.
Mirror has each episode's its own thing.
But it's
That's
good.
But Tales of the Loop, no, it's boring. It's crap. Don't watch it, please.
Oh my God,
You will thank us for not wasting your time.
it was painful.
It hurt.
Like, I was just like,
What ratings does that one have?
How long are they?
Someone
the
told me
episodes?
there were like
that-
40 minutes. That was 40
It
something
felt
minutes
like
of that
2
pain.
days.
Someone told me that's high sci-fi. I said no.
No.
Interstellar is high sci-fi.
That's a good
That
one.
is a great movie.
Don't worry, you'll hear all about
Yeah.
it in our movie review coming up.
That shit was boring. Okay.
They made an RPG off of
It
it.
got an 86%
It's actually the
on Rotten
RPG was
Tomatoes.
made before the
86% on
show.
Rotten Tomatoes. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
From
Tales from the Loop. A
critics?
75% audience score. 75% of you out there are terrible people.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not
No,
high
one of
sci-fi.
my
It was
my
good.
coworkers
I know, I think-
liked it,
I
and
think
I was like, no.
I think like shows and movies like that, a lot of people say that they like it because
Everyone else says they like
don't
it.
want
They
to.
just
They
don't
don't want to
understand.
seem like they don't understand it.
It's like
It's like The Emperor's New Clothes, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the fuck that is.
It's the story
Yeah,
about
I mean,
the Emperor.
I mean, you told me, but I still have never heard of it until then.
It's like the Emperor's New Groove, but not as good.
Emperor's New Groove is
Person
fantastic.
New Groove is amazing.
What?
It has nothing
That's
to do with the
nothing
Emperor's New
like
Groove.
that.
I just,
No, but
I
that's
just
still
really like
great.
the Emperor's New Groove.
No. She
That's
has the
the-
point.
That's one of the best. That's probably, if not the best, damn close to the best Disney movie.
It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Does.
I like Black Cauldron because it's a very dark Disney movie.
Disney's Robin Hood is probably
That
my
was Black
favorite, and Winnie the
Cauldron.
Pooh. But
It's very dark,
I
Yeah,
love Emperor's New
very
Groove.
dark
Yeah.
Disney movie.
Pretty much.
I mean, I
It's
got that
during
from
the
It's
Black
Black
very
Cauldron, but-
creepy, and it has a pig that can tell the future, and they have to like protect the pig from the Horn King, and the Horn King is the creepiest motherfucker you've ever seen. It's a weird Disney movie.
They had some weird
Sounds
ones
like a
in
drug
that
trip.
time. And then they did the El Dorado.
I like
one.
El Dorado, but
Yeah, it's
that's
a good
not
movie.
that's not a Disney.
It's
movie.
not Disney. I thought that was Disney.
New
No.
with DreamWorks.
No shit.
Yeah,
I
I like
thought that was
movie.
Disney for some
It's
reason.
Not.
I think they're making a.
Is that Don Bluth? I wonder if that's Don Bluth. Because he also did Titan AE,
No wonder
American
Black
Tail.
Cauldron's from fucking 1985.
It's weird. It's a weird one. Same with like I like The Great Mouse Detective. That's an interesting Disney movie that has to do with like Sherlock Holmes themes. It's pretty good.
What? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
The Great Mouse Detective.
Oh yeah, no, I like that one.
There was
There
a.
was also did Disney do the Secret of Nim, or is that a different?
Fucking no. I've never
Secret
even seen
of
it. You're
Nim
like-
is a weird movie. It's about lab rats. It's dark because it has to do with like the rats that were experimented on, and it's creepy as fuck.
If you've ever read the book, like I don't know why, I had a teacher in like middle school make us read this book and watch the movie. It's called Watership Down, and it's about the rabbits. Like the whole story
think
is
I know what you're
in place
talking
for these
about.
rabbits, right? And they're like trying to migrate from like one place to another, and they're just all like getting killed and murdered and like ran
good.
over by cars and getting eaten by
It's
shit.
actually really good.
Yeah, and it is like a fucked up story though, man.
There's another one. Once a
Fucking Will Wheaton was in the Secrets of Nim.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Secret Den from 1982. Will Wheaton did one of the voices.
Yeah.
It's
Shut
a
up,
weird.
Wesley.
It's a weird movie. Once Upon a Time, also a creepy woodland creature story about a gas tank got spilled on the road and like poisons a lot of them. And they have to go find a cure type thing. Dark movie.
No, Once Upon a Time was a TV show all about Disney characters.
No, there.
That was a pretty
Yeah,
good- that was
there
a pretty
is
good show.
that.
I did like that
but
show.
You
I mean,
know-
not just because.
I like the. I
Most
like
of
a
the cat were
couple. I
smoke
like
shows.
a couple
Yeah,
of the
no.
seasons. Towards the end, it kind of
Yeah,
got
toward the end, it
lost.
just kind of like.
Became Frozen.
It was just too much.
Yeah. Oh my god! And they did a whole
Yeah.
season of fucking Frozen. I'm tired of Frozen. No one cares about Frozen.
Yeah, they were trying to.
Sadly,
they were
a
trying
lot
to
of
loop
people
in-
care
everything
about
Frozen.
Yeah, they were
No
trying to
adult
loop in-
cares about Frozen. They're doing a Frozen ride at Disney.
Yeah,
I think they turned Norway into
they
that.
did. Yeah.
That's sad because I loved the Norway ride. That
Yes.
had to do with the trolls and like the old Norse myths and stuff.
Just let Norway
Pretty
be
good.
Norway.
No, it's gotta be.
Yeah, it's weird to me
I
that
don't
they're.
want to
Build
build a
or
it's
the hell they're
snowman.
from.
Stop singing about
It's
it.
weird to me they're turning all the Epcot like country stuff that has to do with like you get to learn about the different countries and stuff into the different Disney rides.
Oh, it's
That's
because
no one's going to Epcot anymore.
yeah, right.
I
It's
mean,
my
I did.
favorite park.
What?
I drank all around the world every
Oh no,
time
we
I went.
like
to.
when we went to. I've only been to Disney World once, but we went to Epcot and like fucking they had like World of Soda and shit like.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
like we went around all the places, but I mean people don't want that
I
anymore.
love
No, people don't-
Epcot's
okay,
my
like-
favorite. My favorite
People
thing.
don't want to go on vacation and learn
They
stuff.
also had Mexico when you go into the pyramid, which is really cool. I
That's
guess
a
it's not
cool
a pyramid. It's the
Ziggurat.
That's it.
Yeah.
But when the first ride came out for that, it had to do with the Mexican culture and like the Mayans and whatever, which was really cool. And they turned it into the Three Caballeros.
Yeah.
The three what?
Caballeros.
That's it.
Or
Because that used to be a
Caballeros.
Disney movie too. The three
Caballeros.
Yep, with Donald Duck and whatever. So they turned that whole ride into that. And I was like, but what about the Mexican culture?
Nope.
Well,
We don't need no cultures.
Especially, yeah, I was gonna say, especially like in America.
We need the cultures. We got to learn something about the world,
people-
damn
yeah,
it.
Like, no, America's the only place in the world, and it's probably just because we're so fucking isolated over here that, I mean, like going anywhere else
But
in the world is
technically
incredibly
we
expensive.
aren't because, I mean, Mexico's below us. We got
Yeah,
North-
Mexico's
we got
below us,
Canada.
and we have people like trying to build a wall to block them from doing anything.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
walls
people,
work,
and
guys.
people
Does
like
not work.
other than like
Ask
a couple
Troy.
places in Mexico, no
Ask,
one goes to Mexico because everyone's fucking
Chinese.
terrified of it.
As well, that too. But as the Berlin Wall, that totally
Yeah.
work.
Troy.
The
Troy
Soviets.
absolutely worked.
Walls always work. Obviously.
Did not actually.
No, walls don't work.
No.
You
Just
know why?
talk to people.
Because
Damn
people
it.
can build walls, people can tear walls down.
Yeah. They wail at them
Just
until
like-
they
No,
fall
Just
no,
like-
oh my god.
Just like firewalls too. It's
couldn't help
happening.
it.
It's happening digitally now.
Yeah, right? Tear down these walls. Mr. Gorbachev, Mr. Putin, here's all my data.
Here's all my data.
I'm
You've
gonna
torn down these
I'm gonna
walls.
I'm gonna put up a firewall. Okay, well I'm just gonna fucking message fucking Karen from accounting. She's gonna give me all of her access, and then I'm gonna go around your wall.
Yeah.
Due to phishing.
Fishing.
Guys, don't fall for phishing emails.
Hey, you just won $3,000. Trust me, no one is giving you fucking $3,000.
Oh no, my favorite was
Without you entering anything either.
Jesus, fuck,
sorry,
woman.
sorry.
Good thing
That's
you
an
didn't start
awesome
drinking
fucking-
earlier.
just knocking goddamn everything over.
I'm sorry.
Like you knocked 3 things over there in that like 10 seconds.
It was my aura. My
even
No, I
remember
think
what
it was your
I
hands.
Your fat aura.
Fat
I'm
aura.
blaming it on that.
Use your tiny hands.
No.
She does have tiny hands. I like them. Were we talking about firewalls?
We can stop now.
I don't
So,
know. Jam was making a point, and then she started knocking everything over.
And then
I
talked
don't remember what
about
the point was.
hands.
What was I talking about?
Jaguars.
The team or the animal or the car?
Well,
No one wants to talk about the team.
yeah. Well, I mean the team.
Jackson DeVille, if we're talking about the mascot.
Jackson DeVille?
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jackson, DeVille.
That was his
DeVille,
name. Mascot.
yeah.
That was the name of the mascot. The
fucking Titans fan.
Jacksonville Jaguars. He was the coolest fucking thing in the world because he
Nice.
actually did stunts.
It's a fucking piece
He
of
would
shit.
like parachute off planes and stuff into the stadium. Really cool guy.
Yeah,
He
because that
als-
was the only entertaining thing at a Jaguars game.
Well, yeah. I
It
mean,
was.
Maurice Jones-Drew was
100%.
quite entertaining.
Maurice Jones-Drew can go suck a dick.
He was awesome.
But
Fucking Titans
he
fan.
was-
He's also like insanely biased against the Titans. Like when now as a reporter,
I
he's
know,
just
it's
like
good.
like
fuck the
every
Titans.
every time he covers a game for the NFL Network and the Titans are in it, he's like Titans are gonna lose like by like 30 points.
It's good. I like him
You
for
fucking
that
asshole. Like,
because fuck the Titans. Sorry.
Yes, I
I
know.
don't. Well, I don't like the Titans either because I grew up in Jacksonville and the Jacksonville Jaguars
Go
were
Buffalo.
my team, and because they beat us before the Super Bowl, and then our team went to crap. It's all their fault.
Go local sports team. Take the thing to the other thing.
Yeah, it's not that important. It's just
It's really
sports,
not.
guys.
Okay, so
It's
I don't.
okay. You can like the Titans. It's fine.
I don't hate sports. What I hate are sports fans.
yeah, overzealous
True
sports
story.
fans.
Yeah,
Overzealous
right.
sports fans are
Like,
bad.
God, they're just like they get in fights with people over
Yeah. I mean, I'm just joking with
team-
Brandon.
Oh,
I
no,
could care less.
I mean, it's
I could care less too.
these
Like-
people that have no connection to my life. I love them so much. I'm gonna fucking fight you.
My thing about
I mean, yeah, I mean, like the Titans, like a couple weeks ago, they got fucking Julio Jones from the Falcons, and like everyone online, like all the Titans fans online, were just like, "We're gonna go over to the Falcons page and the Colts page, and like, we're just gonna talk shit to them, like, for what? Why don't
why?
you just be happy
They
that you
still
got
don't
the
have a
player you
yeah,
wanted?
right.
quarterback.
Like
Like, why do you have to go talk shit to everybody?
I've never understood that with sports fans. I've been to a lot of Jaguars games. Right, my dad had season tickets for
I
a
mean,
while.
there's
shit, but-
nothing to do in Jacksonville but to do that.
Yeah, well, it takes your mind
baseball.
off the
My
the
favorite-
constant murder. So
That's true.
I mean, the tickets are always pretty cheap, so
Yeah, that's
That
also
is
true.
also
I mean,
true.
most of the time you could probably just show up there and they'll just like let you go in.
I mean, we paid $5 for like the nosebleed seats, and then like as soon as we got in there,
You
like,
can move
you can just
down
move all
because
the way
there's
down to the bowl.
nobody's sitting. Yeah, we did that a lot too.
Yeah.
You always leave, like every Jaguars game I've ever been to, right? Like my dad's always like, "Oh man, this sucks. We should go." And he was like, "But I'm gonna wait till after the third quarter." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because that's when everyone else is gonna leave and traffic's gonna be light."
True.
True,
And every time halftime would come and the stadium just fucking empties out.
Yeah.
because we're losing so bad. It's a true story.
I had season.
My-
Sorry.
My favorite thing about the Jaguars was being able to go with my dad. That was always fun. And eating cotton candy. I didn't really care about the game. I just got to go as a kid and get cotton candy, so I was happy.
I don't know.
I love football. I've always loved football, and I'm a Bills fan, but I also like the Jags sometimes. I mean, when they hired Urban Meyer, I was like, "What the fuck?" But that's beside the point. I know there's Jags fans just like, "What do you mean? He's the Gators coach." Well, that's the problem. But that's beside the point.
How did you end up as a Bills fan?
I
Like you're
Because
from,
they were
Honestly,
winning in the early 90s.
no, that's not true.
let's say you're
They were
from-
actually
from
losing.
Washington and then moved to
That's never
Florida.
really- done well.
My
They
favorite
went to the
football
Super Bowl
player.
4 times in a row and lost each time.
My
See how much I
favorite
know?
football player of all time was Thurman Thomas. When I played football as a running back, and it's just something about I always liked him. He's just a good player, and he was a Bills, and that was it. I just kind of like, all right, I guess I'm a Bills fan.
You didn't like O.J. Simpson.
And plus, who else was I gonna? Yeah, who else was I gonna root for? The fucking Seahawks at the time. They're fucking awful. That was my hometown team. They're bad.
Yeah, so I was
They were
talking about
bad.
the cars, Jags.
Oh, were you?
But
Yeah, and why they're
no, let's
dumb.
go back to football.
They're
real
not.
I don't want to go back to football. I hate football.
quick. I know. I just-
They were amazing. Cars.
I fucking hate football.
We've
They're not.
We've already gone down this road.
British
so
Yeah,
engineering
sorry,
is
That
perfect.
ship has sailed.
What ship I sailed?
So
we're not talking about your stupid cars.
No, I'm just going to cut all the football talk out. I mean, remember, he with the computer edits.
Okay, then I quit.
Okay.
If we're just gonna cut out all the topics you don't like,
yeah,
Yeah, that's all
Sorry.
I do.
it's not.
Yeah, anyway, no, I can't say it.
So
Like I said,
Jaguars is a big cat that lives in South America, or
does.
no, I'm just kidding.
Or in the Huachuca Mountains in Sierra Vista.
or wherever drug dealers live.
Yes. Also true.
Possibly.
No,
Like,
but,
just
I was just trying to
like
keep
the
them from
hippos that
talking
are
cars. That's all.
No, so
the
like,
hippos that are down there that are trying to.
You mean they're superior engineered cars?
no, oh my God, like, you even know you're full of shit.
But I drive a Jag.
So I drove a Jag, like I said,
Jaguar.
twice, right?
The
I got in it the
Jaguar.
first time, and I was like, oh, this is weird. Maybe I'll get used to it. And I drove it the second time, and I was like, nope, this car sucks. And then I gave it back to Carvana. And it's funny because like one car I always make fun of, right? And that's Land Rover.
Wrong.
And I make fun of Land Rover because they're big, really expensive, and they break constantly.
But they rove over land.
No, they don't, actually. They barely rove over pavement. And, like, if you get one that's 30 miles from the dealership, I'm impressed. Like, whenever I see one, like, on the highway, like, in between here and, like, L.A. or something like that, I'm like, holy shit, you are a brave person.
I think Top Gear would disagree with you.
Strongly.
Yeah. Okay, so I was driving down Scottsdale Road. It's maybe like a week or two ago. And on the same road as the Land Rover dealership, right? This brand new Land Rover was just getting pushed down the road because it fucking broke. And I was like, it didn't even make it 2 miles from the dealership. That's funny. Another piece of shit. I don't understand why people buy them.
I mean, I think they're overpriced. I don't think they're pieces of shit.
Oh, they are horrible pieces of shit.
I think if they were like $40,000 cheaper, then they'd be right in the fucking exact price range they should be. But people pay for the name.
They're not a car I'm going out and buying.
No, I mean, I'm never gonna own one, but I mean, I don't hate them. Like,
yeah, Land Rover and Jaguar, because they're the same company. Reliability. Land Rover finished last out of 31 car makers.
My
Yeah, I was
great,
just looking that up. Yeah.
my great aunt
They're
buys one
terrible.
every year.
What year was that?
2020.
Okay.
Or doesn't
I know
buy one.
I know Tesla was pretty low down on the list too.
Yeah. Well, Tesla had nothing but they just had a shit ton of quality control issues. Like pretty much every issue they had was
Usually
like
what happens when you like have no competition.
The best engineered British car is the modern Mini Cooper, and it's built by the Germans.
Oh my God! Shut up about the Mini Coopers.
Built by the Germans.
No, Nick.
It was
wrong.
built to break down.
No,
at
it is.
40,000
No, it
fucking miles.
actually is. It's that's why it's the best British car. It was freaking engineered by the freaking Germans.
I'm telling you, man, access powers.
It's true.
The
I think I talked about
Like
this
I'm
last time.
giving you a fact here.
best engineered British car is a reliable.
I'm sorry, facts are only opinions nowadays.
And by the way, they are the superior car.
they're not.
They are.
You're wrong, Nick.
I am
Wrong.
You are wrong.
Wrong.
No.
I don't even know about cars. I know you're fucking wrong.
I'm not wrong.
The funniest thing when I was working down in Sierra Vista on Fort Huachuca, the chaplain sent out an email, and the email was like Mini Cooper with its lights on in the parking lot. Like if you own whatever color Mini Cooper, your lights are on in the parking lot, and also you should schedule time with me to figure out why your life went off track.
They are great cars.
And I think I actually just took a picture of that and sent it to you.
The problem is Americans don't like them because we're weird and we have to have big cars. They look at little European
I don't
I
cars.
like
think
them
that's
because they
true.
break down after 40,000 miles.
That is not true. I had 108,000 miles on mine before
There's
it broke
like
down.
numerous claims against Mini Cooper because they like literally break down at 40,000
Oh, the old
miles.
ones were terrible. The old ones actually were bad. They used
Well,
Peugeot engines.
yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
they use French engines.
Yeah, and they weren't good.
I'm sorry, they got a bad rap. That's it.
But
Can't
when they
get
went
out
on
of it.
100% BMW, those are
the
good
only
cars.
way to get out of a bad rap, change your
JD
name.
Power deemed the Mini Cooper as its most dependable car
Yes.
and ranked Mini 4th out of overall dependability.
Hold on.
They're wrong.
Fuck all of you. Thank you.
It's because they're made by BMW, and I used to make fun of BMW for how shitty they made cars, but
No, but they're good
BMW's
cars.
quality's actually gone up a lot.
Well, it's because they've had. I mean, the lower level brands are starting to push them. Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like fucking Kia.
Oh.
Like Kia used to be like shit.
I mean,
Like,
they still are.
Like, I mean,
I cannot comment on any of this.
But I mean, they've
We'll
compared to
talk
where
later.
they were, they've raised their
Well, they
quality
used to
a lot.
have like buy one get one car deals. Like
Yeah.
you would buy a car and they would give you a second one free, probably because you needed it.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be like Kia, like
It's cheaper
Kia, like
than them.
Kias were on like par with like Geo Metros and shit. Like,
Yeah,
the Geo Metro.
there's nothing wrong with the Geo Metro,
Fun.
except for everything that was wrong with the Geo Metro.
yeah, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong if you want like a car with a fucking scooter engine in it.
Yeah, it was like
Who wouldn't want that?
some little 3-cylinder. Like
Everyone loves scooters. It's like
They go boom.
I say I don't own one. I just know that they've gotten a lot better than they were.
yeah,
Okay.
well,
I mean, it's not hard. It's not hard to go better than you were when you were
That's
literally
true.
at the bottom.
yeah, but it's weird because there's a lot of car companies now that used to be like pure shit, right? That I would never
True.
touch one at all. That are starting to be really, really good. Chevy's one of them. I used to say that I would buy a Ford over any American car, but now I wouldn't. Ford quality's gone way down, and Chevy quality's gone way up.
I loved my Chevy Colorado.
That's not a thing.
I didn't because
That was my first car, and
anytime I
loved
had to
it.
work on that 5-cylinder abomination of a vehicle.
No.
Hey,
Okay, yeah,
I drive a 5-cylinder vehicle.
I don't know anything about anything about cars and stuff. Like, what the fuck is the point of a 5-cylinder engine?
It gives you better gas mileage and more
so
torque.
you had to buy five spark plugs instead of 6.
Well, okay,
Or
so
4.
so inline engines, right? So an inline
yes.
4, right?
I mean, you
4
did. You
engines
had to
like-
buy 5.
yeah,
An
4
odd
cylinders
number.
like this.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
I mean, 4-cylinder engine makes sense. A
Inline-
5-cylinder engine just doesn't really make sense.
Inline 5, and then you have an inline 6, and then you have a V6, right? So you get two banks, right? Inline motors produce much more torque
Yes.
than V motors do.
Okay.
And you get good gas mileage.
And you
with
get
the
better,
5.
yes, and you get better gas mileage with a 5 than you would a 6. So it pretty much gives you enough torque to. I mean, it's a Colorado, right? So it's not a big truck anyway.
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
small
co-
truck.
it's
It
a
was
Colorado.
small. Well,
It's
it
a-
is nowadays.
it's a
God, the
Colorado.
new
It's a Chevy
fucking
Colorado.
the new fucking Chevy Colorados are
The fucking
huge.
Chevy Colorado.
You should just call
Yeah,
it the
Dad has
GMC
one,
Canyon.
They're huge. They're like I miss my little tiny Chevy Colorado. It was great for a
My,
little car.
Your dad should have just got you the GMC Canyon. At least you would have been able to say it.
Nope, Colorado. He went and bought the Silverado, the Chevy Silverado, so he could have a bigger truck than I had. So, country. It was fun to take mudding in.
I don't know. My S60 is a 5-cylinder turbo, and that has a lot of torque, but it also gets
I've never
almost like
understood mudding.
26, 27 miles a gallon.
I've also never understood mudding.
I mean, outside of a house, like a car is like the most expensive thing you will ever own. And like, hey, let's just go run it through a fucking mud pit. See if I
oh
get
no,
stuck.
no. Most of the people that go mudding, the truck is not the most expensive thing
not.
they own.
Absolutely
the
not.
stereo system in their trailer is the most expensive thing they've ever owned.
We took it. We
No,
took
I mean,
it through
I,
the
I know
woods.
I know tons of people that are like have lots and lots of money that go mudding. Like it's like their favorite thing to do.
I don't know. It's like people that buy Jeeps. I have a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, I don't understand Jeeps either.
Why? Because I love to work on it constantly.
That sounds like a Jeep.
I mean,
I
if
saw
it's
one
your
the other day,
hobby,
man.
I mean,
what's wrong with
I mean,
it?
even the people that own Jeeps, like they post joke memes and stuff about how they have no money because they have to fix their Jeep all the time.
Yeah, right. It's like having a
I'm
boat.
like, why do you want that?
Yeah, I saw one driving down the highway the other, like it was maybe like a couple of weeks ago, and it had the death wobbles.
Just
Right, so this
empty
thing's
every
just-
pocket.
This
My
thing's
favorite-
driving down the road, and the wheels just like do.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
And that's a thing they do. It's just
My favorite
Called
Jeep
having a
thing
Jeep.
is seeing. We were driving down the highway, and in Phoenix, by the way, if you're driving down the highway, you were going about 20 over the speed limit. No one drives the speed limit.
No,
on
we
the highway.
don't.
I drive the speed
So,
limit.
yeah. You're the
well, you're the weird one.
You're the person
So-
that everyone's like, what the fuck?
Get
are
out
you,
of the fucking
Washington
way."
license plate bastard.
I don't have Washington license plate anymore.
They're driving, so
about
like
time.
our speed limit on the highway is
Speed
about
up.
65, so everyone's going about 80. And they're in a Jeep with no doors and no seatbelt on. And I'm like, great, you turn too hard, you're going to fall out of your fucking Jeep.
No, that's what
It's
I
like
don't
it's also
understand that.
110
You
degrees
can-
outside.
You can either have the doors on and no seatbelt, or you fucking have your seatbelt on and no doors. Why would you
Yeah,
do
it's also
neither?
Phoenix in the middle of the summer, and there's 110 degrees outside, so the air that is going across you
Oh,
is
that's
not
true.
cool.
It's like a hair dryer.
Oh my god, I used to.
It's a fucking hair dryer.
So when I would ride my motorcycle, like I found out there's an exact temperature for which I would ride my bike and I wouldn't, and it was 105. Yeah, 106. No, like that 1 degree like made all the difference. At least at like 105, it's like yeah, you're going into an oven, but it's still like there's enough. 106, it was like no, absolutely not. It was fucking terrible.
An
And I was
oven,
like, nope.
or maybe it was more like a dryer. You know, when a blanket comes out of the dryer and it's all cozy,
No.
warm.
I can never say riding a motorcycle is cozy.
Oh, wow.
Usually warm. A lot
In
of the
Phoenix,
times,
yeah.
especially when the engine's right in between your
You
crotch.
know, driving a motorcycle is probably a lot more fun than riding on it, because when I rode with you on the motorcycle, I never had any fun. I was like, why the fuck are you driving a motorcycle?
It's a lot of
Well,
fun.
no, because the entire point of it is to have like all that power in your hands.
Yeah.
Like riding on it.
Riding
doesn't-
on it
it's
is
just,
boring as fuck. There's no music. There's
Oh, I
nothing
had
to look
music.
at because I'm like on the back. It's terrible.
I always had music.
My favorite's the
If you're
people,
gonna do it, you
my
should
favorite's
be
the
driving.
motorcycle people that listen to music, but they don't have like the speakers in their.
Oh, they have
helmets.
the radio.
They have
It's
the
just
actual radio.
blaring loud as fuck. And they're
Me,
driving.
it's,
They're riding a Harley, right? So as soon as they go, they're not hearing any of it anyway.
Oh no,
No.
it's like when I got the MRI and they like gave me music to listen to, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here's the music after you like." after you've already put in earplugs, and then it's like, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's playing in here. 'Cause
That's
I can't hear any of the music.
Is this Skrillex?
I was like, I can't hear it. I told them to put like punk music on. I heard like one line of a Paramore song, and they're like,
That's a damn shame. You told them to put punk music on, and they put Paramore on.
yeah. I mean, it's probably a good thing I couldn't hear the music anymore. But
Yeah, right.
it was like, I heard literally one line of a Paramore song, and they're just like, and then all of a sudden, all I heard was me.
That was called going online back
Nah,
in the day.
No, this is 2021. Okay,
No,
we're
back
not
in-
fucking.
back
We're
in
not
the
doing
day.
fucking dial-up service.
there's still a lot of people out there in the world that have dial-up.
Oh yeah, no, and I know people, especially from where my family lives.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
Oh.
only thing they have is dial-up service.
And you couldn't
It's
answer
either
the phone.
It's either dial-up or satellite.
Oh, yeah, my mom used to yell at me all the time. Kids these days, they'll never know the mom yelling at you. Get off the internet. I'm trying to use the phone.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
that. I think I told you guys that when I got in trouble for forging my parents' signature on a report card when I was in 6th grade, and I decided that I was gonna stop my teacher from calling my mom to ask about it by sitting on the internet the entire night, acting like I had a research project to do, because we still had DSL. And yeah, I blocked the entire phone line for the entire night, and I was like all proud of myself. And then she just called the next day.
Yeah, right? Shit, she didn't forget about it.
That is a great story.
No,
Oh,
that's-
no. There's,
I mean, that's literally like the only thing I've ever gotten in trouble. Well, actually, no. That's like one of like the 3 things I've gotten in trouble for in my life. The other one was porn.
Yeah.
I ordered a whole bunch of porn, and then I stole my parents' checkbook and paid for the porn. And
At
thought
least
I
you
thought I-
knew how to write a check.
yeah, that's what my dad used to. He's like, I didn't know whether to be upset or proud, because the fact that at that age you knew how to like write a check and like pay a bill and shit, like, but you also spent like a shit ton of money on pay-per-view porn, like.
Yeah. You know, every like hotel I've been at that has pay-per-view porn, I've always wanted to just order some pay-per-view porn, but like then you look at the price and you're like $46?
I could get it for free on the internet.
Yeah, I was like, let me just grab my laptop.
Yeah, and you just type, you just find one you like, and then you're like, oh, let me see
Is it-
what
screencast.
let me see what actors are in there. Okay, yeah, let's just watch this for free.
They're actors.
I mean,
I mean, technically, yes.
I guess.
hey, you need to get off your fucking little movie high horse over there.
Yeah, right.
We get
porn
it.
is
You're
not
gonna-
real.
you're gonna-
Oh no, I
cinema.
have
Just
nothing
because
wrong with
it's
porn,
just
but
because it's bad acting doesn't mean it's not acting.
I'm here to fix the cable. Oh,
Oh,
this is my friend Michelle. She's here with me taking a shower. Oh, really? The cable box is broken. You know, and then
I think my favorite one that I've like random one I've seen is like this girl's just showering in the gym after it's after hours, and then the guy just walks in like he's like don't mind me, I will just shower next to you, and then she's like, oh my god. And it's why is she just like he's just like, don't worry about me, I will just shower next to you, and she's like, oh, okay.
What kind of fucking gym is this?
I still love the Franken.
Oh, Bikini Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Oh, we were with so we were sitting at my buddy's place, his apartment. We were playing cards and drinking, because in the Navy that's what we do, play cards and drink.
Yeah.
So we were playing spades and drinking, and we were going through. He had like Comcast back when they had like the free streaming, right? When that was new. Like you could stream through Comcast, and we are like, yeah, let's see what kind of porn you got on there. And so we are just looking at all the fucking titty porn, the softcore library, because that's all that was on there. And there was a couple that came up, but one of them was Bikini Frankenstein, and we were like, yeah, we should watch Bikini Frankenstein.
He was like, nah,
he was
no,
like,
we
nah,
shouldn't
nah,
watch that."
we should go look at the other one. And we're like, nah, no fucking way, man. There's no way we're passing up Bikini Frankenstein. And so we finally talked him into turning it on, and he turns it on, and it starts in the middle. And he was like, oh, weird, it started in the middle. And my buddy who's next to us is like, yeah, because you were watching it, you fucking pervert.
Hence, even though we weren't apparently, because we were about to watch it, but
Yeah, I know. It was just funny. Like the fact that he totally got caught trying to like play it off.
he literally was like, no,
no.
I don't think we should watch that one. Let's try one of the other ones.
Knowing that it was probably going to start in the middle where he finished.
I mean, it's pretty impressive. He made it all the way to the middle, though.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure he watched it in like 4 or 5 parts.
That's true.
It's like any of them.
That's why he wanted to wait. You're disrupting his movie watching experience.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, now I'm not going to see how this ends.
Now I got to know where it starts. God damn it.
No one's.
Yeah, just like the playoff, though. Like, oh, man, I can't believe this started in the middle.
Yeah, he played it off, and like everyone, like me and Jam, I was probably fucking hammered at this point. I was just like,
I was like, Navy days. Of
yeah, I
course
was
we
like,
were.
oh, that's weird. And
The one that always like weirded me out is like they'll be like the chick will be hiking in the woods, right? She's hiking, doing her thing, like, oh wow, look, birds. And then all of a sudden this guy's like, hey. She's like, oh, and drops to her knees and blah, blah. Like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Shit
right.
escalated quickly.
There's like, there's a point in porn like where you have to like, there has to be some sort of realism in there. So it's like, or
okay,
like
the realism is pretty birds. I don't
like
understand.
well, there's like they can't just like you can't just start with 2 people fucking, right? They're just like, and porn go. Like you got to have a lead up to it, but sometimes their lead ups just get like they try to put like way too much effort into them. There's a fine line
Super
of just
convoluted.
yeah, right. Like you got some where it's just like some chick sitting there looking out her window, and then her boyfriend comes up and they start fucking, right? Like perfectly fine lead up. And then you got the ones that are like, oh, I'm working the night shift at my store, and some guy comes in and buys 2 bottles of beer and then leaves. And then I leave the store and he gives one of the bottles to me, and then we talk. And then like 20 minutes later, they're fucking. And I'm like, dude, I'm really trying to jerk off here. Like, can we get to some good points?
I like the funny ones, right? It just
Oh, I love porn parodies.
Oh,
They're
that shit's
fucking
funny.
Great. Like the Smurfs one is probably one of the funniest.
Lord of the
fucking Smurfs.
G-strings.
I
Yeah,
have
no.
not seen the Smurfs one.
Baby Spider Girl or something it was
Yeah.
called.
I don't know. Well, they had a Smurfs one, right? And basically all the women were just painted in like blue paint, like head to toe blue paint, and they and like as they're like sucking dick and fucking and stuff like that, all the blue paint's going away. So like the dude will be painted up too. And like at the end of it, it's just like a white dick and a bunch of lips, and then like you're just like, what is happening? This is like, you guys tried to do something and you just did it in this half-ass way possible.
You're like, I'm not even aroused. I'm just confused.
Yeah, right.
It just looks really weird now.
Yeah,
It's so weird.
And then you have like the Star Wars porn parody, which is legitimately really fucking funny, and also good porn. Like,
But was it like the Zack and Mary Make a Porno parody of Star Wars? Because that they were going to make eventually?
yeah, the all anal and the third chapter, Revenge
Return
of the Shit.
The all anal final chapter. Ew.
I totally forgot about that movie.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, the movie.
I'm a barista
It's
and we
funny.
like to fuck. This is the best night ever. Let us fuck. That's so funny.
Yeah. No, but
And then in the middle, the dude walks in. I'm here for coffee. He's all drunk. They're like,
how about that game?
yeah.
Football.
I fucking love that movie.
But yeah, porn's silly.
It is. It's funny. I think it's funny.
Well, if you want a story, that's why you watch the anime ones. Because
That's true. Yeah,
they
like
actually have a legit story to it.
there's like some deep thought out, like real
It's like
thought provoking
real
shit
life,
there.
real life stuff. It's not the ding dong. I'm the pizza man.
It's
It's
like
real life.
I don't want to go that
Stories.
deep into my porn.
That's why people watch the
I
anime
just want there
one.
to be like a slight.
You're always
subtle
like,
premise.
why would you watch the anime one
No,
if you
they
want the
watch it
story?
because they're into tentacle porn.
No,
I'm like
it's
Archer.
not-
How
it's
is this
not-
a thing?
It's
I
not.
just
all
want-
anime porn is not tentacle porn.
yeah, like a very small percentage
I know,
of it
this
is.
shit's weird. I don't get it.
I mean, different strokes for different folks.
I guess.
I mean,
I mean,
like,
I just
What you're into is what you're into. It's fine. I
like
don't
what's
care.
wrong with watching fucking?
But I'm just saying that
What's wrong with watching gangbangs and
anime.
bukkakis?
It's funny because in most of
that-
those cultures,
for
anime
me.
has real stories versus a real life TV that's all game show.
Yeah, but most
Yeah,
anime
right, it's-
porn is not
weird.
Japanese. It's actually American
Not
made.
true at all.
Some
Like
a lot of it.
No,
is.
you are
Wrong.
like 100% incorrect.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, trust
I
me,
mean,
I've watched a lot of
say
it.
If it comes to porn, if it comes to porn, those two, I'm gonna take their word.
That's a good point. They got me beat. No, yeah.
I mean, you saw the outfits earlier. Anyway, so
And Not even gonna comment on that.
Yay! What?
I'm not looking forward to our France trip
diarrhea,
anymore.
right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good transition.
There was a slip and slide episode of diarrhea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cha-cha-cha.
There's an wait, what?
No, the that show
There was
I don't think you said that in the right order.
The ultimate slip and slide show
There's
had
a
to
slip and
stop
slide episode of
production.
diarrhea.
They had to stop production because of diarrhea. Thought you would enjoy. Thought you would enjoy that.
What the fuck, woman? Do I have to give you like little rubber cups from now on?
Yes.
Jesus.
Any little sippy
I mean, I'm just waiting
bottles,
for that one to be like
little
shattered on
sippy
the ground.
cups.
Me too. Well, she's holding it like this. I'm just expecting her to fucking dump it all over her.
Like Mom when she broke on Chewy's.
I wasn't there for that.
I mean,
Oh,
at
you
least-
weren't-
At least
you
there's no
missed it.
tennis balls around for her to throw at shit.
Oh man. Okay, I have a good story about Mom, and I love to tell the story about Mom.
There's a lot of great stories about your mom.
Yeah, no,
So we're
'cause-
transitioning.
probably- I don't know
We're
if we
transitioning
should.
from porn into your mom.
yeah, sure.
No, it was pouring into diarrhea into
And then
your
my mom. Yeah, there was a slight transition period.
You sure you want to do that? Because she might like kick her ass later.
No, it's fine. I just kick my ass all the time.
That just means they have to come visit
Yeah,
again,
like she's got to
which is
fly all
fine.
the way the fuck out. Yeah, like, I'm good.
Okay.
So, my mom.
We love you, by the way.
yeah,
We
mom.
do.
Come
mom-
visit anytime.
I also love you.
So, mom. Okay, Mama Grape was. Brandon loves you. Mama Grape.
Why?
and-
Why am I not allowed to love her?
I don't know. It's just weird.
I mean, she's.
It's not.
I mean, she's pretty much
a
my
great
mom, too.
person.
She's pretty awesome.
I mean, I need more family. I only have one. I only have my mom. It's
So now he has another
pretty
mom.
much all I have.
You could take my mom.
I have a few moms.
I mean,
so.
I don't. I mean, I'd rather prefer a dad. Like,
Hey, you
Yeah.
could-
I have like a pair.
I guess you could have a Papa Grape.
I got three.
He thought you were a good dude. So anyway, my dad had his company had tickets to a
Oh, you're
to a
gonna tell
baseball
that
game.
one.
Yes, I'm telling this one.
I love that one. Best story ever.
So my dad had these tickets to a Jacksonville Suns game, right? Minor league baseball. And
Well, now it's the jumbo shrimp.
yeah, now it's the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
But they were the Suns.
So they got like the whole like box, right? So like this whole area sectioned out for them, open bar.
Box of a minor league baseball game.
Yeah, pretty much. So they had like an open bar and shit like that. And Mom appreciated the open bar
A little too much.
a little much, and she got fucking shit faced. And for some reason, she had a bowl of popcorn, right? And she loved the bowl. Like
She loves pottery. Okay, she loves any type.
it wasn't
of, like,
pottery; it was a plastic
It doesn't
bowl.
matter. Decorative.
It was just
bowls.
a black plastic. It wasn't decorative. It was just a black fucking.
It was
plastic
weirdly
bowl.
shaped. In her defense,
I'm just
it was
saying.
weirdly
I'm just
shaped.
saying she likes
that kind of stuff.
bowls.
Plus, she wanted to use it to refill it later.
So anyway,
ahead.
she had this bowl, right, and it was filled with popcorn. And all night she was talking about how great this bowl was, and how she's gonna take this bowl home, and that we all need to eat all our popcorn so she can get more bowls. And then
She wanted a set. I get it.
she's sitting in the front row of the box, their feet up, and we are right behind home plate, up high, and there's just the net, right, the foul ball net that just goes
All the way down.
all the way down. So Mom, being all good and toasty, fucking kicks the bowl, flips the bowl over, and it slides down, just dropping popcorn on everybody sitting behind home plate.
It's raining popcorn.
And she's sitting up there screaming like, "No, my bowl!" As it's sliding down the fucking...
She booed the guy for knocking it off.
So the bat boy, the bat boy came out with a stick because everyone was all pissed off. They just got popcorn dumped all over by some drunk chick up in the fucking box. So the bat boy comes out with a stick to knock the bowl over so he can take it, and she's like yelling at him. She's like, "Boo!
That's my bowl. My
Your mom
bowl.
so much.
And my
We
dad
really
is
do.
like, my dad's just sitting there like, "God damn it."
Oh, it was fucking hilarious.
Mom, love you, Mama Grape.
We do.
You're entertaining.
Also, when
Always.
she drunk dialed me.
Yeah.
I get drunk dialed by my mom. It's really weird sometimes. Awkward situation when that happens. So she was up in.
That's happened in a while.
Yeah, it was the last time she was in Connecticut
Yeah.
when she drunk dialed me. Or Maine. Whenever she's with family, she just like drunk dials me. I have no idea
it
why.
happens.
Family has that effect on you.
So she was up, like, I get a phone call, and it was like, I was about to go to bed, and I was in California, and it was like midnight, and my mom calls me, and I'm like, oh shit, like, they're in,
Yeah, that's not good.
yeah, like they're in the East Coast. It's like 3 a.m. there, or some shit like that, and I'm like, yeah, and she's like, Matthew, yeah, it's your mom. I could tell. I'm drunk.
Okay.
I could still tell. I don't even know where that conversation went, but she was just like, I think Dad ended up taking the phone, and he's like, good night. And she was like, but there's video of that night,
Yes.
and it's fucking hilarious.
They're
I will
lying.
never share it
They,
outside of us.
So she,
they're tricking me.
so
They're tricking me, Matthew.
like they're trying to trick me. So
This definitely needs to go on YouTube.
It will never go on.
I
no.
think Mom would
She would
veto
disown
that.
us and,
Yeah.
and or probably burn us alive.
She would
I will
like
not do
legitimately sue to get that blocked.
that. Yeah, no.
But,
I would never do that to Mom.
So there's a video of my mom drunk in Connecticut on my aunt's couch, her sister's couch.
With the phone upside down.
The phone upside down.
down.
She's screaming into the speaker part.
It was on speaker to begin with.
It was on speaker anyway, but she's still like screaming into the speaker part of it because the phone's upside down at me about something. I have no idea. And like,
they were trying to get her to take a charcoal pill to soak up the alcohol.
oh yeah, they're trying to save her life, and and they're like, no, they're trying.
She's fine.
She's like, they're trying to trick me. No,
They're tricking
they're
me.
tricking me. And I guess
tricking-
like
You
someone.
lie? Shut up. You lie?
Yeah, and the whole time she's like, shut up. You lie. And apparently, like, one of them swapped out her wine for Gatorade or something like that.
Aunt Judy did, yeah.
Yeah, someone swapped out the wine for Gatorade, and she's like, this isn't my wine.
You want to know the funny thing is,
No, the funny thing is, everyone else woke up with a hangover, and Mom's
Yeah.
like, hey, guys.
What's up?
Everyone's like, are you okay? And she's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
I'm fine.
why? And like the fourth person that asked him, she's like, why is everyone asking me if I'm okay? And then they showed her the videos.
yeah, poor Mom. She has fun. She's fun.
Oh, yeah. I love
Mom is always fun.
I love me some Mama Grape. She's awesome.
She does. She's always, everywhere we've ever gone, she is always fun. You know, like the three guys, the three of us, me, you, and Dad, are kind of quiet in like these kind of family events. We're all like, okay, yeah, whatever, we'll get through this. And Mom is just like, fuck it, let's have fun. And it's like it's so funny. And
She
she
is a
just
good
doesn't
time.
care,
Yeah.
and it's good. You need that.
They're tricking me.
They're tricking me.
They're trying to trick me. Shut up! You lie!
Yeah.
There's some good mom stories.
Those some good ones. No, she.
Dad, I don't know. Dad has a couple.
When I was a kid, he had some good ones.
His
when
retirement.
He made, when he made Master Chief, I think that was a good one.
I remember when he retired and everyone was drunk sitting on the couch thinking about what the like most.
Yeah, that
Feng
was. I
shui-
thought that's when he made Master Chief.
No, it was retirement.
Oh yeah,
They're talking about like the most feng shui area for the dartboard to go on in the Chiefs Club.
And they
They're
were
like, no. They're like, no. I think it'd be better over there. And they're like, maybe.
they're like all standing like, it's all my. I don't know, something's in my way here. You know, and it's-
Like, yeah. Now, me and Mom usually have the craziest stories, though.
yeah. Me and Dad are pretty subdued when we're drunk.
All of my stories, like, it's funny because, like, I was thinking about last week. You talked about all your small town stories and shit like that, right? And you have
I was
like,
only like two of them.
yeah, right. And you have all the small town stories. And I was like, man, when I was in high school, fucking off, like, all of my stories were like how I almost died.
Yeah.
Like when we went to buy weed from one. It was actually a teacher's kid at my Catholic high school. So we went to his place because he was our weed guy, and so
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
this. Did you almost fuck something else up?
No, I pressed on my bottle and it like, exploded.
It was
Oh.
Brandon's fault this time. Damn it! It's
So,
not always me.
So we go to get weed from our weed guy, and this other dude shows up, and this other dude was kicked out of our school for selling drugs, and so he shows up and he's like, "Oh man, I haven't seen you guys in forever," and like I really didn't know him, and I was like, "Yeah, cool dude, whatever." And he was like, yeah, you guys want some weed? And we're like, fuck yeah, we want some weed. So he opens up his backpack and pulls out like this big fucking like, side of the road brick of weed. And breaks us off a bit and puts it in a little baggie. And he's like, yeah, you guys want some Coke? And then he pulls out like this big fucking roadside brick of Coke. And we were like, no. And he's like, how about some guns? And then he just starts pulling like stolen guns out of his fucking backpack. And we're like, all right, we need to go.
So that's one hell of a backpack, man. Jeez.
It was like
It's
Mary Poppins.
bag. Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure all he had in it was just weed, Coke,
Nick
and
gets
guns.
it.
It's a fucking drug bag of holding.
Yeah, pretty much. And then,
For all you D&D fans out there.
Yeah, right. Yes, we're nerds. So me and my buddy were on Liberty in Hong Kong, right? So it's about to get a little sea story here, and we were walking around Hong Kong, and this dude walks up to me, like on the side, the typical like trench coat wearing guy, and he's like, "Hey man,
What are you buying?"
No, well, he was like, "Hey man," he like opens his jacket up a little bit, and there's a bunch of watches in there, and he's like, "Want to buy a watch?" And I was like, "No man," and then he opens the other side, and he's like, "How about some meth?" And I was like, whoa, that jumped like so many levels. Like,
That's actually more what I'm looking for.
like how do you go from a watch to meth? There's like, there's steps in between,
There's
man.
only two things you want. It's watches or meth. That's it.
Obviously.
No.
You either need to track your time or you don't. I mean,
It's true. You need to track your time or lose track of
Oh, do
time.
you still have the video? Oh, that's great. We
What
should
are you
just like play
selling?
the audio of the video.
No, I
on
will
here.
not do that to our mother.
Man, I'm going to have to talk her into letting us upload that.
No.
Yeah, that's how we blow up.
just videos of
Yeah,
Mama
it'll
Grape.
be mom blowing us up. No, yeah. Most of my stories are small town stories. Like when we had a buddy of mine thinking that there was somebody after us because we would go into these. We had a lot of creepy trails back home. Very, very creepy trails.
Yeah. Okay. So before you get into that story, that's one thing. I think maybe only Oak Harbor, Washington is the only place in the world with that. But they're like, you'll be walking down the sidewalk, right? And then you just look to your left, and there's like a little red paint on the line, and then just woods and like a trail through the woods. And like it comes out like 2 miles later on a completely different fucking road, and you're like, oh, cool.
You
And
definitely
somehow
didn't
in the
grow up
middle,
country.
I mean, that's a lot of places.
and then somehow in the middle of it, there's like 4 parks and like a playground and
And
shit.
Cow's Head Field.
Yeah.
We'll explain that in a moment. So, we were out doing our thing in the woods. Well, we went to, where I lived off of, I guess it was Heller Road. If I remember, it's been forever. Heller Road. We went across Heller Road into what used to be these woods, and they had like a motocross track cut out there, which was fine. But as you get deeper into the woods, we came across this town. It was like a neighborhood, but they were like super tiny homes, and they were all burnt. And we had this buddy of mine thinking that somebody was tracking us. And that night, his garbage cans got knocked over. We're like, he's after you, dude. He's after you, man. And he's like,
So
fucking.
you played into this man's psychosis.
Oh man, this poor guy. I loved him, but I think we fucked him up. But
It sounds like he was already fucked up and you just poked at it.
Yeah, maybe.
we were teenagers. It happens. Yeah, and like
There's
the whole
someone-
time,
there's
he's like,
someone
he's
following
after
me.
me. We're like, and finally, I felt so bad that like finally we like sat down and said, look, dude, we're just joking. But he thought we were telling him that just to be nice to him. We're like, no, dude, we're seriously joking. But Cow's Head Field is this in the middle of the field. It's like flat grass, and there's just a tree in the middle, big ass fucking oak tree. And there's just cow heads all over the place, like you see like deserts, like we think the deserts see the cow head. It's like that, all in this area. We're like, this isn't creepy at all. It's very creepy.
Yeah, and I always thought, nowadays you'd never think of this, but like I used to walk to school from our house.
Yeah, I
Like-
always did.
And that was like,
A couple miles.
yeah, right. It was like a couple of miles, like path through the woods, shit like that, poke out here, down a giant hill, and you're like, oh, look, I'm at my school.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
pretty sure that's illegal now.
Yeah, like nowadays you just couldn't do that at all. Like kids can't walk to school anymore. Shit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
kids can't even like stay at their own house by themselves anymore. Like,
No.
Like if your neighbor found out that you were staying at home by yourself when you're like 10 or 11, like they would call the cops. like now they would like
It's so weird.
it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a necessity now. I mean,
I remember
somebody
someone sent the
fucking crazy
cops
people.
over when I went through our kitchen window because I lost my key
Oh yeah.
at school, and I was like, oh yeah, but the kitchen window's always unlocked, so I like opened it up and I crawled through it and closed everything, and all of a sudden there's a cop at our door. I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? He's like, you live here? I'm like, yeah. What's your name? I'm like, I give my name, Nicholas, and he's like, okay. All right, watching you. I'm like, okay. What's going on? It's apparently the neighbors across the street called the cops saying someone was breaking in. They just didn't realize it was me.
It's better than every time someone answered the door for
you.
me. God, I always had our neighbor that would have a seizure every time I'd fucking open the door for her. Like, legitimately, I would open the door and she's like, hey, it's your mama. And then I like have a seizure and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm 4.
Oh, yeah. That was the chick that drug mom out of the house. I can't remember where they ended up. They had to go to the hospital, but not on the base.
I don't know.
It's like an off-base hospital, which is weird in there because there's really only a base hospital there. And we ended up having the monoxide leak.
Yeah.
And I was like, something doesn't smell right. And everybody, and I was like, something's wrong. So I get him up. I start opening windows, and I call our family friends, and they come and got us. And they're like, I think there is something wrong in here. Mom comes in, goes to sleep, like, damn, why are the windows open? Doesn't even realize we're not there yet. She calls us, she calls the family friends there. She's like, they're there, right? I hope, because I just now realized everything is like open, and there's probably we left a note for her. And she's like, yeah, they're on. We'll bring them home right now, but you might want to keep the windows open and call a repairman. You got a monoxide leak from your gas stove. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I thought it smelled funny in here. It's like, oh yeah.
Monoxide doesn't smell though.
Yeah, they put
sulfur in it.
Yeah, natural gas.
Gas, yes.
Natural gas is carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
They are one and the same.
It smells like rotten eggs.
Yeah, they put a scent into it to make it smell. Because normally, yes, you're correct, it wouldn't smell. But when they pipe natural gas to your house, yes, they put some stuff in it.
Okay.
They also, sorry, before we end, I want to tell one last story about that family friend because you reminded me of this. First time I ever grabbed a boob.
Oh, she's such a sweet lady.
No, it wasn't her. It was her daughter. Yeah, she was in high school, and I was like, fucking, I don't know, probably 3, 4, something like that. She was walking me down to school, or down to the house, and she gave me a piggyback ride. And yeah, apparently I was just grabbing boob the whole time.
Oh.
Champing it. I mean, now probably, but back then she was a looker.
She's a pretty girl. Always has been.
But anyway, that is enough for this evening.
Yes.
And we will leave with meth dealers don't kill people. Facial tattoos kill people. Thank you.
Thank you, InspireBot.
Have a wonderful night.
Have a good night.